But I'm quite sure I'm not the only one who goes through that. In the winter time, do y'all hair change differently? I don't care what race you are. I think we all have this issue. When it gets cold outside, your hair gonna be all dry and looking and feeling like hay. So you gotta give it special attention. It's like, oh, more special attention. I wanna be doing something else. LA, all you have to do is put the conditioner in your hair and watch TV. It's called leave-in conditioner for a reason. I know, but then my head gonna be cold. It's a give and take. I'm tired of giving and taking with my hair. You sit hair conditioner in your hair. Well, I sit hair conditioner in my hair, trying to follow the directions, and my head get cold. So now I have to stand by the heater or one of the vents. Or LA, why don't you just sit under a hair dryer? Then I cannot hear TV. Then LA, why don't you turn up the TV? I don't want to wake up my family. I didn't think conditioning of my royal hair will be this difficult. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Morning Move Monday Motivational Madness, helping move your work week. For us, it is Monday. For some people on the other side of the world, it is already Taco Tuesday for them. I don't know how we put our powers together to make something magical happen, but every day I'm on here, Monday through Fridays, 5 a.m. ET time. We're always over here bending the diaspora of science. We're in the future, we're in the past, and we're in the present with multiple timelines. Speaking of multiple timelines, wow, we actually have someone who said they're here from Los Angeles. Because usually when I get ready to talk about the time, I'm like, well, the people in California are probably already asleep still because you guys are 3 hours behind. So I'm going to look on my watch thingy. It's like, what do you call this? Because it's got multiple times on here. It's not called a watch because the watch is something you wear on your wrist. What I call this, the tablet of time. Behold, the tablet of time. Sacramento, California, according to the tablet of time, it is 2:01 a.m. Good morning to you. You are definitely a night owl. That's all right. There's many times when I couldn't sleep, and then I think that's how I got turned into a night owl. When I was young, like an actual child. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun. I used to be an actual child. When I was an actual child in elementary, I had a tough time falling asleep. And I think because of that, I was turned into a night owl by default. I could not fall asleep to save my life. Even when my parents were upset with me, just be quiet. I was like, this is tough, man. No, I cannot do it. So yeah, in Egypt, it is 12:01 p.m. They're 7 hours ahead of us. So the people in Egypt, guys, they're already on their lunches. So shouts out to all my cool peeps who are listening to the Morning Move Show. Happy lunchtime. And what are you guys eating for lunch? Unfortunately, we all have to punch the clock around the world, which is why we are gathered here today. So I can encourage all of y'all, go on to work. I know you don't want to. Just push through. Thank you, guys. It's 5 a.m. where you are. Okay. Same here. It's 5:03 as well here. Yeah. Same time. Thank you so much for just subscribing. High five. Bam. Thank you so much, guys. Wow. We've got in Detroit, Michigan is the same time as us in Georgia. So we share the same time. In London, they're 5 hours ahead. It's 10:03 a.m. Once upon a time, at McDonald's at least, they stopped serving breakfast at 10, which was stupid because technically lunchtime is at 12 or noon. So why in the world would you stop serving breakfast at 10 in the morning. Quack, quack, moo, moo. Thank you so much. Moving forward, I have one last time. Sydney, Australia, y'all. They are 16 hours ahead. And it is 9:03 p.m. over there. It's like tonight. It's like nighttime. This is so banana. I don't think I'll ever get tired of reading what times it is while I'm here on my time. Now, I always had to get up earlier before the show starts because, I mean, can you imagine me just waking up, the alarm on, oh my goodness, oh shoot, start, hey, welcome into the show. I wouldn't even be looking like this. I had to get myself together. And there's sometimes I actually had to hype myself up because I don't be wanting to go to work sometimes. I be wanting to stay in the bed. Who don't? I'm guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. All right, it's 5 a.m. from here. Thank you for the comment. What's going on? The king is here. Quack and moo. And there's Oliver putting in the animal sound effects and the cow emojis. While I have everybody here, I'm going to get ready and start the cows in the chat thing just because it is time for cows in the chat audience participate pay. It is one of my favorite segments on here. I do Monday and Tuesday. Cows in the chat. You can put cows in the chat, animal emojis in the chat, or your favorite emoji in general in the chat while I sing a little ditty that goes like this. I need my harmonica, please. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat, moo. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat, moo. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. It is time for the cows in the chat segment. I will try to make this as short and sweet as possible. Cows in the chat segment is a small little segment where I celebrate beautiful cows, aka bovine. Shoo moo moo, moo moo. Moo, moo, moo. Bovine, what's going on? Thank you so much. High five, Jay Brown. Bam. Top of the morning to you, too. High five and moo. Thank you so much. I loved your Shark Week. I did, too. And I look forward to seeing what Hercules has to offer this Shark Week. I hope you don't tear up the set. It is cows in the chat time. You came in just in time. Thank you so much, Jay Brown. Look it, I can see it. YouTube people, can you let the stickers stay on longer? They're so cute. Yeah. Okay. In that moment when I said, it's so cute, I instantly thought of that girl from not Lilo and Stitch, y'all. Oh no, I see the picture in my head. The Minions. You know, when she was like, it's so fluffy. We are on the cows in the chat portion right now, guys. And I'm trying to multitask. Good luck with that, LA. Leave me alone. Thank you so much. So much. Yes. NASA people, science people, aka the government people. Now that we have passed the 5-minute marker, government people and NASA people, aka the science people, I have a wacko's wish that I ask every Monday and Tuesday until further notice, until the cows quit tell me I don't have to anymore. We know you in your laboratory, or should I say your Dexter's laboratory, always making creepy things in your science lab in the figment of my imagination, like bugs with too many legs, GMO foods, GMO peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, whatever the H that is. And we also believe that y'all invented the Uncrustables, the Smucker's Uncrustables, so I'll let y'all slide on that one. But since y'all out there tearing up the planet, allegedly, according to me, can you give us a peace offering? The first peace offering is a strawberry cow, because you can be like, oh, we're NASA, we're sorry, we're tearing up planet Earth with our science fiction inventions and releasing all these creepy things. We need a strawberry cow and we need a unicorn. Now, we already have a unicorn protection committee on standby. I'll put this down here for all of y'all. Shout out to my unicorn protection committee. NASA, we promise to take care of the unicorns once you release them into the hands of us. If you guys are interested in joining the Unicorn Protection Committee, you can have a ninja suit or you can have a karate suit. Don't worry, it's one size fits all. I miss going to stores and I would say the one size fits all. Now it turned into one size fits most. But our uniforms are one size fits all. So go on and get your Unicorn Protection Committee outfit and join the coalition, or should I say join the movement, join the committee. And lastly, guys, I like cows. You know, they're cute. They're great listeners. They have large eyes and they move really slowly, kind of like this. Do you think cows are the sloths of the farm? Because I think sloths live in the jungle. So I think cows are the farmland's sloths. You definitely can outrun them. So if you want to feel like you just as important as these people running around in the cold in the Winter Olympics, if you want to feel like somebody, like you too could qualify for the Olympics in the figment of your imagination, just try racing the cow. I guarantee you'll win. In fact, you'll get all the medals: bronze, silver, and gold, large, medium, and small. A sloth probably tastes like the color gray. I wonder if I have a sloth emoji. Dude, I typed in sloth in my emoji, what you call it? You know, like on the computer, you can go into the emojis and type what you want. I typed in sloth, so hopefully it'll translate on you guys' devices. Oh, these stupid boxes. Dang it. Oh, modern day technology. Yeah, so I don't know if y'all going to see mine. On mine, it's not coming up. But yeah, a sloth. They actually have a sloth emoji. You can see it. We have just witnessed how miracles and belief work. I'm over here on the other side of the world, typed in sloth, and on my end it says there's a sloth. Now push enter. But when it translates on my computer, even though I know I push sloth, I'm seeing boxes and Chinese letters, okay? And then Jay is on the other side of the world, and he said he can see it. Boy, that's how belief works. You got to believe. You got to believe. Oh, I'm glad you can see it. Yes, that's what it's called. Quite frankly, isn't it obvious I have not watched, what's that man, Fred Price, rest his soul, or none of his TV shows in a long time. Walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, we just demonstrated here in the 19-minute portion of the morning move how to walk by faith and not by sight. Computer, I know you are listening to me as you feverishly type every single word in your computer for future transcripts. Can you put somewhere in the time step that LA has discovered in 2026 the definition of walking by faith and not by sight by way of Jay Brown? Well, I want to say shouts out to, no, I'm done. It's like I'm up here getting, it feels like I just won an award. In the figment of my imagination, I'm pretending that I just won the YouTube plaque because this is as close to a YouTube plaque I'm ever gonna get. Because it took me 14 years to get monetized, no lie. So by the time I get a YouTube plaque, the world will be in a reset and started over. So I'm gonna take this time right now to pretend that I just got the YouTube plaque. Hi, thank you, YouTube, for awarding me the YouTube plaque. I didn't think I was ever gonna make it. 100,000 subscribers. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought to have received this. Thank you, everybody, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I don't have many words to say because, quite frankly, I didn't think anything of it. I was just happy to cross the threshold after 14 years. Cross the finish line. I cannot see. Lead me to the finish line. Sorry, you're on your own. So I'm feeling around, trying to find the cross line. Blind like Ray Charles, and then I latch on to something. I'm like, this might be where the finish line is, YouTube. And I'll hold on and pull myself forward. And I made it. That's as good as it's gonna get. There were some old people in my time, and I mean like the real old people of my time, because I'm transgressing into my adulthood where I'm deemed an auntie now. So one more block of 10 years, I'll be somebody's elder. But right now, in my time, when I talk to the elderly of my time, well, it was like, you got to make sure you know what you want, because when you get what you want, you gonna keep on asking for more stuff. I'm like, as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna need something. Oh, you getting smart. Back. Where am I? Oh man, 2 years later, I done missed a lot. I wasn't even trying to get smart with the elders. I just had questions. But back then, you couldn't ask the elders nothing. I'm like, well, how are we supposed to learn anything, great grandmama, if we cannot question you neither? That's why I've been stumbling and fumbling through life, making stupid choices. Now I'm in these YouTube streets, ripping and running, trying to get $1. I'm just teasing. I'm doing. I like what I do. Oh man, I am here today, y'all, to try to talk about the Super Bowl. It's in the title. And so I will go on and open the tab so I can get to it. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? I fall into the category of kinda. I just wasn't feeling it this year. It just seemed like it was gonna be dry. You know, like when I watched the Super Bowl, the atmosphere seemed like the air was thin, but it could have been thin because they were in somewhere in California. And who knows if they have to play the Super Bowl in the mountains. And if you're trying to do anything in the mountains, I hope you have some good lungs, because you're going to fall out. So maybe that's why it looked dry. It actually looked dry. I'm not talking about engagement. I'm talking about the air quality. It looked thin. No wonder the other team lost. They're not used to working in the mountains. We're not Goku. What you want us to be up in a hyperbolic time, whatever that thing is, trying to ante up? We'll have to be in there for 3 years just to play in the mountains. You kind of watched it, slept through the first half. Hey, President body absent in mind. I guess that still counts for being there to see the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, whoa, 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 whoa. look, when I was the actual child, I struggled with trying to spell bowl. BOWL or BOLEW or something. So when I wanted to spell Super Bowl, I still had the same problem. You know, when you wrote letters to your friends, it's amazing I had friends, but when you wrote letters to your friends when you were in elementary, you know, you're like, did you watch the Super Bowl? I know they probably laughed at me because I could not spell to save my life. I probably wrote Super Bowl, and they probably thought I was weird. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. Am I ever going to take a sip of water? Probably not. Hello, how are you doing? And welcome. Now, can I finally get to the part where I want to open up the thing? Tab, new, Super Bowl highlights 2026. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to type in here. Super Bowl, SUPERBOWL, highlights. So don't mind if you did not watch the Super Bowl or you were half in and half out. I'm getting ready to see what the highlights say so we can all be on one accord. AI mode, Super Bowl highlights, and notes to self. Remember, have you guys ever seen 101 Dalmatians on Disney? I think it came out late 90s, early 2000s, where Cruella DeVille, she would walk around with a tape recorder, and she always would be like, memo to myself, make this, make that, memo to myself, go over there and do that. Well, this is my version of a memo to myself. Memo to myself. Super Bowl highlights. SUPER. Super Bowl. See, I'm getting mixed up. WL 2026. And then the next point I'm going to put, didn't the Super Bowl used to be spelled with 2 letters? Didn't the Super Bowl BOWL word used to be spelled with 2 letters? Y'all, I'm left-handed. Oh no! Don't cancel me. I'm not a witch. Although I'm a weirdo. Da, 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 da. Cruella DeVille, yeah. I like how they drew her. They made her look sickly. They did a good job. A Seahawk can survive in the mountains, but a Patriot human will struggle. I like that. You know, I wonder if the Seahawks are a part of the Seagull family. As I slightly watched the Seahawks play, I wondered if the Seahawk was a part of a seagull. Is the Seahawk a part of the seagull family? I like seagulls. They are so cute and pretty. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the New England Patriots 29-13 in Super Bowl LX on February 8th, which was yesterday. It says here, at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. When I see Santa Clara, I keep thinking of Santa Clarita or Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore. Have y'all ever seen that show? I liked it. I actually have watched all the episodes. Hoping, I just knew they were going to come out with another episode, but I think that was around the time with the writer's strike, so they didn't come back with the second season. And I just knew they were gonna. So Netflix, can y'all please bring back the Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore? Because that was such an awkward movie and I liked it. Seattle's dominant dark side defense fueled the victory, holding the Patriots scoreless through the first three quarters and forcing three crucial turnovers. Now, my husband and I were eating dinner at that time, and I was in and out, watching it, and so was he. We actually were watching two things at once, so that helped make the game go by faster. We had on two TVs at one time, so when the game seemed interesting, we'd turn our eyes back over to it, and when it was lackadaisical, we'll watch the other TV, and that's pretty much how it went on. I recommend everybody do that if you haven't already. Makes the time go by faster. Final score 29-13. Total yards for the Seattle Seahawks 335 yards. Passing yards 202, rushing yards 135, turnover 0, sacks 6. For the New England Patriots, they had 13. Total yards 331, passing yards 295, rushing yards 37, turnovers 3, and sacks 1. I wanted the Seattle Seahawks to win simply because I like birds. LA, you're being the girl. Well, that's what I am. Patriots, although I like their jerseys, at least the ones from maybe 10 years ago. I like those jerseys. I wanted the birds to win. So, yay me. Key highlights according to the AI overview. Dominant defense. Seattle defense recorded 6 sacks and forced 3 turnovers. Cornerback Donovan Witherspoon set the tone with a sack fumble and a monster hit that led to a defensive touchdown. Charlie Brown. Shouts out to Charlie Brown. Jason Myers records. Seahawks kicker Jason Myers set a new Super Bowl record by making 5 field goals in the single game. I mean, just went all over the place, turned up and turned out. You might as well get a bonus in the figment of my imagination, especially on Super Bowl day. No matter what team you play on, I think if they do something special or extra like AI overview said Jason Myers did, I think they get an incentive like an extra 5,000, 10,000, 12,000 in their check. Because I mean, if you give a little extra entertainment, I think their check should be lightly seasoned with some salt. Because people schedule out their lives for these Super Bowls, sometimes years in advance, right? The kicker had a busy night. Hey, tell me all about it. Set a new Super Bowl record by making 5 field goals in the single game. I think he can retire off that. Hello, how are you doing? High five. Bam. I'm like, son, you're done. You no longer have to play for the NFL. You showed up and you showed out. Now, if you want to keep on playing for the NFL, you are more than welcome. But we won't mind at all if you just retire for the rest of your life, because what you did yesterday was amazing. Be kind to cows. There is no mercy in meat, especially when uncooked. Offensive leaders, running back Kenneth Walker III, was named Super Bowl MVP after rushing 135 yards on 27 carries, y'all. I mean, quarterback Sam Darnold completed 19 of 38 passes for 202 yards and 1 touchdown with 0 turnovers. The only turnovers I want to see are apple turnovers. Now get somewhere and sit down. Patriots late surge. New England finally broke the shout the shutout. Hold on now here. Let me see. I don't know, man. It's too early for Patriots late surge. New England finally broke the shutout in fourth quarter with a 35-yard touchdown pass. Y'all, 35-yard touchdown pass from Drake May to Mac Hollins, followed by a late 7-yard strike with Ramondre Stevenson. Okay, halftime and entertainment. What was that now? You don't have time and entertainment in LA. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Halftime and entertainment. Bad Bunny headlined a historical halftime show that celebrated Puerto Rican culture and featured guest appearances by Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin, Cardi B, and Pedro Pascal. Pre-game performances. Performances. Thank you so much for the compliment. I will let you do the sports segment on the radio show. That would be fun. That's all right if you missed the halftime show. Y'all, I barely watched the commercials. I just definitely wasn't feeling it this year. And I don't think it had anything to do with what's going on around the world and celebrity news and all that weirdo stuff. I just wasn't feeling it this year. I like the time my family and I were on yesterday. On the Disney Channel, for example, they had Monsters University. So I watched like the first 15 minutes of that actually before the game. So I watched Monsters University for about 15 minutes, then turned to the game, right? And then in addition to that, we had other stuff on in the background. So I like the Super Bowl this year being on in the background. According to AI Overview, they had pregame performances. That I didn't even know. Charlie Puth performed the national anthem, and Green Day opened the night with a pregame concert. See, I'm upset that I missed Green Day. They did not have enough advertisement. If they wanted me to watch the Super Bowl, they should have at least told us that Green Day was going to be doing the pregame, because I would have locked in for that. And by default, I probably would have just left the channel there. That's where they messed up at. So what in the world did Green Day perform? I'm about to ask this now. What songs? That's messed up. Why didn't they tell us that? Now that's trash. Super Bowl people, you did a poor job of not letting us know that Green Day was going to be anywhere in the area of the Super Bowl. What's going on, Big Papa? High five. Bam. You always working hard. Y'all, every time Big Papa on, he be like, I'm at work. I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm at work. Dude be working hard. You know, it's like, dog, every time he at work, getting ready to get done with work, or I'm on break. Y'all don't work too hard, even though we have to work hard. Let's not work too hard where we cannot even enjoy our days off when we get a day off. How about that? We all working hard, but can we at least carve out 5 hours for ourselves? Greetings, man. How you doing? I asked, what songs did Green Day perform? Green Day performed a high energy 4-song. Doggone it. I wish I didn't miss that. So I'm going to have to see if they have Green Day available on YouTube so I can watch it. You watched the game? So on the grading scale of A through F, what would you rate the Super Bowl, your Super Bowl 2026 experience? Green Day performed high energy 4-song melody to open the Super Bowl LX pregame festival yesterday. The band's set list featured Good Riddance, Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, American Idiot. The performance took place at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Santa Clara, California, and served as a homecoming for the East Bay bass trio. I kind of want to cry a little bit. I cannot believe I missed this. A 7? All right. Excuse me, I will give it a C minus and a D, but I guarantee you, if I was able to see that Green Day performance, just being biased alone, I would have gave the Super Bowl in totality a solid B. The performance took place at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, and served as a homecoming for the East Bay bass trio. Following Green Day's opening, other pre-game performers included Charlie Puth, who sang the national anthem, and Brandy Charlie, who performed America the Beautiful. Man, I'm gonna need to make a memo to myself because I may want to do. I want to watch the Green. I didn't even know Green Day performed. Green Day, watch Super Bowl 2026 pregame performing. If you had the opportunity to perform in the Super Bowl, or should I say, if I had an opportunity to perform in the Super Bowl, it seemed like the pregame would be more fun because it's still a great opportunity. It's less pressure. And when you're done, you're actually done. And you can actually fold into the crowd, eat food, relax, and not have to worry about staying amped up, having anxiety, waiting to perform in the center for halftime. So I will pick pregame because you still can have fun. The actual game, are you grading it based on the halftime or the actual show? I'm basing it on the entirety. I didn't see the halftime, but I'm disappointed that I didn't know that Green Day was going to be in the pregame. And the game itself was, blah, like sherbet ice cream. You have real ice cream and you have sherbet ice cream. The Super Bowl 2026 was sherbet ice cream. A disappointment. It's not real ice cream. Do you have something else? I'll even take a scoop of French vanilla ice cream. Anything but sherbet. Please. I know people that only watch for the halftime. Exactly. And the commercials as well. So, yeah, collectively, it was wiggity, 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 whack. But nonetheless, as I prepare for another Super Bowl 2027, do you know where it's going to be at? Do they already know where the Super Bowl going to be? Where it's going to be? What if the Super Bowl goes to Michigan? That'd be so weird. Has the Super Bowl ever gone to Michigan? Watch Green Day Super Bowl 20 and but keep it for, if I don't write this down, I may forget it. I just started this live stream and I'm already starting to fill up the paper. More than likely they know. Yeah. Using warmer climates. I look forward to more warmer climates, but I can tell you this, I'm glad there's no more snow. No more snow, guys. I used to be a fan of the snow, but now that I'm an adult, oh, y'all, my foot done fell asleep something tough. It be like that some days. My leg will don't fall asleep, and I can be sitting here for 2 hours. And some days I'll be sitting here on the floor for 5 seconds, and my foot going to sleep. Well, I'm going to adjust. Let me see. Moving forward, so that's the whole. I cannot believe I missed that. I'm going backwards. My next question in reference to the Super Bowl that I wrote on my list of things is Super Bowl. Didn't the Super Bowl word used to be two words? That's my next question. So once again, Seahawks 29, Patriots 13. I like the out of the two, I did want the Seahawks to win. Thank you so much, guys. So my next question, I personally want to know, since we have the power of AI technology, didn't the DIDNT, the word Super Bowl, it used to be with two words and not just one? I used to ask this. Now I'm finally going to be able to get my question answered. So I asked, didn't the Super Bowl used to be spelled with two words and not just one? The official name has always been two words. So how come I be seeing Super Bowl squished together all the time? That's why I be getting confused. While it is common to see it misspelled as Super Bowl altogether, in casual writing, social media, or internet searches, it has never. I just realized, you guys, okay, the Super Bowl happened yesterday. So a lot of the reasons where I would get mixed up with wondering the Super Bowl is one or two words, because this is the perfect time to go to the bakery and buy cakes. I like to go to the bakery and buy the Super Bowl loser cakes because they be so cheap. It's so happy. I'm so happy. I gotta get to the bakery today so I can get the loser birthday cakes and cupcakes and bring it home so my family can just grub. So while it is common to see it misspelled as Super Bowl as all one word in casual writing, social media or internet searches, it has never been officially spelled as a single word by the NFL. It's wonderful. You go to the bakery and get the loser Super Bowl cakes and cupcakes for pennies on the dollar and just pig out or bring them to work. It's so fun. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And if you're into it, like being creative like myself, have the day after, you can have the day after Super Bowl party, rewatch the game over again, and use all the decorations from the losing team because you can get them by the handfuls. Decorate your house and then party hard that way. Everything is going to be on clearance. Even if you get like Coca-Cola or potato chips that's been predated with Super Bowl 2026, all that stuff is going to be rock bottom prices because now they got to get rid of it. That's when you have your Super Bowl party. You have it today. Origin and official spelling. Oh, I want to know about this. It's time for me to figure this out. Football. I'm looking for football. I'll put footballs in the chat. Why is my computer doing that? Don't do that, computer. Origin and official spelling. The inspiration. Lamar Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, coined the term in 1966. He was inspired by his children's popular toy, the Super Ball, which was itself two separate words. The moniker Hunt combines super from the toy with bowl, the standard term for major college football postseason games like the Rose Bowl. Official adoption. The game was originally titled AFL-NFL World Championship Game. The league officially adopted the name Super Bowl, starting with Super Bowl III in 1969, and has maintained the dang. It's an insult if you tell somebody you old as the Super Bowl. I didn't know the Super Bowl was around that long. Okay, they have those Roman numerals and the list goes long and on and on. But it just seems like for aesthetic purposes. You know how Hollywood is, they always put on the Ritz and and over embellished to make things look more grandiose. So, Super Bowl XX45 IIVLL. Found that's Hollywood. They're just trying to make it look fancy schmancy. I didn't really know it was actually that many Super Bowls. I just thought the letters just made it look more potent. But it says here the league officially adopted the name Super Bowl starting with Super Bowl III in 1969 and has maintained the two-word spelling ever since. Did you know the Super Bowl was around that long? Why the confusion? Branding and logos. Branding and logos. Super Bowl logos often present the words as unified graphic unit, which can lead viewers to perceive them as a single entity. Exactly. For example, when I go to Walmart or Kroger's or Publix, oh my, Walmart or what is it? Walmart or I forgot what Walmart or Kroger's or Publix, oh my. Walmart or Kroger's or Publix, oh my. When I go there to get the loser cakes, on the cakes, it looks like one word. So this is why I get confused. Super Bowl logos often present the word as a unified graphic unit, which can lead viewers to perceive them as a single entity, which is why I would get mixed up. Linguistic evolution. Here we go with these big words. Nobody trying to learn nothing right now. We're just sitting around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, or my favorite, the ring of fire before the rising sun with our warm drinks, our blankets, or our onesies. Talking about the Super Bowl highlights. We're not here to learn long, fancy, schmancy words. We're here to kick it with my cool peeps and drink hot chocolates or anything warm. Linguistic evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Linguistic evolution. Oh man, I'm so tired of them. I want to see them. Girl, you want some popcorn? Yeah. I'm not watching or listening to them perform. Let's go. By the time we get our nachos, they should be done. Who performing, girl? Linguistic evolution. Oh, not them. Why do they keep? Oh, girl, I don't want to see them. Many English words starting with super, like supermarket or superhero, are single words, making Super Bowl seem like a natural grammatical progression. Exactly. Let me see here. You guys, it's not that type of party. So you're going to have to take it somewhere else. Let me see here. There we go. Moving forward, internet search habits. Users frequently type Super Bowl as one word for speed or better search engine results. So you mean if I type Super Bowl in the search engine as all one word, you'll get better results? But the correct spelling is two words. Users frequently type Super Bowl as one word for speed or better search engine results, which reinforces this misspelling in digital spaces. Exactly. So I just read all this and I done forgot how it's officially spelled. The official name has always been two words. Copy. So I found it. Once again, the official name has always been two words when correctly spelling Super Bowl. How many people, because I'm not the only one, thankfully, many people get it mixed up because when it's done graphically with all the graphics and stuff behind it, it comes across as one word, i.e. the loser cakes, the birthday cakes or whatever from the losing team. And then on top of that, you get higher results if you type Super Bowl as one word instead of two. You guys are really tearing it up today in the survey. Let me see. Let me get one of my people to come here. I need one of you guys to come out here and read the survey. Yeah. Since you're all in the camera, you might as well get up and come out here. Here they come. Well, here he come.
Greetings, I watched the Super Bowl, which is why I have bags under my eyes and I'm tired. You guys, I was betting on the Patriots and they didn't pull through, so I'm disappointed. I'm tired. I'm stressed out. I was weeping through the night, crying because my team lost. I'm highly disappointed.
I'm so sorry, y'all. He's stressed.
My Patriots. Oh, my Patriots. Give me a minute, LA. I can't do this right now.
I'm so sorry, y'all. He's weeping. His team lost. He's sad. He slept through the night. I had to tell him to get up out of the bed. He still lay in the bed, depressed. He cannot even do his job. I need you to come and please read the survey. Pull it together.
Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? According to the survey, 27% said yes, 58% said no, and 15% said kinda. I wish I didn't watch it at all.
I'm so sorry. You can go back and sit down. I think today, since he's mourning and grieving, I think I'll let him take the day off. We'll let him slide today. Y'all, he looked a mess. You see how red his eyes were? The poor guy. I'm not even going to press him for making pancakes. So we'll just charge it to the game today and move forward. I have another question regarding the Super Bowl. We read the Super Bowl highlights and just figured, didn't the Super Bowl word used to be spelled with 2 letters? Yup, it's spelled with two words. Is the Seahawks a part of the Seagull family? Oh, that's the next question. Is the Seahawks a part of the Seagull family? I like seagulls. Are the Seahawks Seahawk birds of the And so I have, are the Seahawk birds a part of the Seagull family? And are they related to Steven Seagal? Are the Seahawks and Seagulls low-key Steven Seagal's children? His adopted bird children. So his legacy shall live on forevermore. In the figment of my imagination, I will say yes. I don't think I have a Seahawk or seagull emoji, so I'll have to put out these blue and black birds. According to AI Overview, are the Seahawk birds a part of the Seagull family? Adam said no. Shouts out to Adam for being a smarty pants. That's no shade because my cool peeps answer questions for me all the time. I randomly ask questions like, did I spell that right? How do you spell this? Y'all help me with my math, because who wants to do math at 5:52 in the morning? Moving forward, I'm getting ready to get my question answered, or should I say my answers questioned on YouTube today. No, Seahawks and Seagulls are completely different types of birds belonging to different families. So why even have the word sea in it? It's going to mix us all up quick, fast, and in a hurry. I.e. me. I am mixed up. Why have the same name if you're nothing alike? Technically, there is no single species officially named Seahawk. Don't lie to me. Now you're going to make me start crying and slipping off into a deep depression. Y'all, AI Overview going to tell me Technically, there is no single species officially named Seahawk. Then what were we watching yesterday? You mean to tell me these mascots have the permission to make a logo out of the figment of their imaginations? I thought they had to use real animals to make this more real, reality based. Technically, there is no single species officially named Seahawk. Instead, the term is a nickname used for two distinct groups of birds. Let's see. But now, Steven Seagal theory, you were on something. Yes. You want to talk about the winds change? Like that creepy salamander from Monsters Inc. The winds of change. The birds in the air. Seagulls, Seahawks, Steven Seagal. Are those his adopted bird children? Is he always watching us through the eye of the bird? Is he watching for the next replacement for the next Steven Seagal? Because someday, one day, there will be somebody, if not already, some young man walking around on this planet who looks just like Steven Seagal. The birds will scout him out and fly around them, crowd around him and pick him up off of the earth and fly him over to Hollywood. Drop him down into the middle of the Hollywood parking lot and say, "We have found your next Steven Seagal." The birds will fly away. The sun will come out. The birds will weep before their mission is done. According to AI Overview, most people and bird experts consider the osprey Pandonian Heliotis to be the true Seahawk. Here we go with these fancy schmancy words. You guys, here's the scientific name for a Seahawk. Let me find the science. SCIENCE. I typed in science. Here is the fancy schmancy name for the Seahawk. SEAHAWK. Hang on, y'all. I'm about to put it in here now. Here's the fancy schmancy name for a Seahawk. Most people and bird experts consider the osprey Pandonian Heliotis to be the true Seahawk family. It belongs to the, I don't even want to say that word because it's too close to Ooh, I'll just copy it and paste it. I'll just copy and paste it, y'all. This is too much. It's too much. I didn't wake up to be trying to see this. The Seahawks bird belongs to the family right there. Diet, it eats fish almost exclusively. 99% of its diet is fish and has specialized talents for catching them. Seahawks have talents. Like, I've always known what talents were. But after watching Napoleon Dynamite, he gave the words talents a breath of life. By him drawing that picture, he's like, it even has talents. Yeah, it's really cool. It really made the word talents come to life for me. So once again, it eats mostly fish. Appearance, large with a wingspan of up to 6 feet. Brown upper parts and white underparts. You guys, that sounds pretty big for a Seahawk. I wonder how a Seahawk looks in real life then. Because it says it's got a large wingspan of up to 6 feet, brown underparts and white underparts. 6 feet. A person can be No, 6 feet and 6 foot are two different numbers, but nonetheless, it's taller than me. So, wow, if a Seahawk has a wingspan of 6 feet, that means they must can fly fast. Y'all, I had to write that down. Since the Seahawk wingspan, since since the Seahawk wingspan is up to 6 feet, does that mean they can fly fast? You know, I had to ask this question because I wrote down, since the Seahawks wingspan is up to 6 feet, does do it mean they can fly fast? Because that's like, can a tall person run? It only appears that way because their legs are longer, thusly their stride is longer. It's not necessarily that a tall person can run fast. It's just their stride covers so much distance, it gives the illusion that they run fast. Like a giraffe. Have you ever seen a giraffe sprint from a lion? They do better jumping into a tree. Seagulls family. Gulls belong to the laundry family. The type, the average scavenger, they are scavengers rather than specialized raptors. I didn't know seagulls were scavengers. Seagulls belong by the sea, and they should only eat shrimp and drink water and put sand in their stomachs to purify their bellies. You know how goats eat pebbles to help with their digestion? It seems like seagulls eat sand occasionally to help with their digestion. This is beginning to be a little too much. I came on here to talk about a little bit of football, and I done got lost in the sauce of wondering if the Seattle Seahawks and the regular Seagulls are one and the same. Welcome to another day in the life of Elay TV on the morning move. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun. We are gathered here around the forest fire, the bonfire, the dumpster fire, the ring of fire, one of the fires of that you desire before the rising sun. The time is a glorious 6:01 a.m. ET time for me, and the sun has not begun to shine yet. But that's okay. What's going on, Chile? High five. Bam. Look at that. You see the badge? Look at it's not a wrench anymore. It's a badge. Y'all, honey, the toes are changing. Wow, that is really cool. Good morning, Chile. High five. Wow. I gotta put that in there. Hi and welcome. So yeah, I just found out that Seahawks and seagulls are not a part of the same family, and they should be. And another thing, I'm also wondering if Steven Seagal adopted all the Seahawks and seagulls as his own. And in the figment of my imagination, that is a strong yes. And we left it at that. There's an additional story with that, but the story's already been told as to why I think that as well. I'm going to put this in here. I hope it copies and pastes correctly. Bada bing. So we have here, guys, in the survey. You guys have really been tearing it up on this survey today. 72 of my cool peeps have already voted. Did you watch the Super Bowl? 25% of my cool peeps said yes. 60% said no. And 15% said kinda. I kinda watched the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawk connection. According to AI Overview, the Seattle Seahawk logo is actually based on the stellar sea eagle, or traditional Northwest Coast Native American art, specifically the Thunderbird mask, rather than osprey. Interestingly, the team's live mascot, Tima, is an auger hawk, a species native to Africa. Now that's confusing. Seahawks a seahawk is a seahawk, a seagull is a seagull, and a bird is a bird. So you mean to tell me that what they chose is this is so is a seahawk real or not? You tell AI Overview was telling me all these things which I don't mind, but it's confusing at the same time. So is it or is it a real thing? Is the Seahawk an actual bird? Seahawks are ospreys. That's what the computer just said. Technically, there is no official bird species named Seahawk. In the world of science or ornithology, the name is considered a colloquial nickname rather than a formal classification. I thought the NFL could only use um mascots that were actually real. Why would they do that to us? So technically, a Seahawk not real, but a bulldog is a bulldog and they're cute. Heaven help the person who has to pick up an adult bulldog if your precious fur baby is under the weather. Look, I've seen an adult male bulldog in action. There's no way in Hades I will be able to pick him up. They are adorable. So just say this. Let's say I was gifted a bulldog. I wouldn't get rid of him, but I would have to factor in that he or she is going to get really big. I've was able to witness a bulldog in his prime, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to pick him up. So if I were given one, I would not get rid of him or her simply because it's going to be inconvenient. I would definitely have to put systems in place, like having a wagon, a sturdy wagon, a wagon with a ramp so the bulldog can get into it when it starts to get too heavy. I would have to pull it around that way. And heaven help me if it came to a point where I had to lift up my bulldog. Don't they get up to 300 pounds? At least that's how it looks to me. It's going to be hard to care for it. It'll be 3 times my weight. Moving forward. The osprey, the closest match. The osprey is the bird most commonly intended when people say Seahawk. Nicknames. It is historically known as the Seahawk, Fishhawk, or Riverhawk. Now, Seahawk, Fishhawk, Riverhawk. Diet. It is a specialized raptor that eats almost exclusively fish. Connection. The Seattle Seahawks held a contest to name the team in 1975, guys. They chose the name because it was a local nickname for the ospreys found in the Pacific Northwest. So if I could put some context behind it, I would feel better. You got to just take care of them more. There's always wiggle room on how to care for animals. In some coastal regions, large predatory seabirds called seahawks. In some coastal regions, squalls, large predatory seabirds, are also called seahawks because of their aggressive hunting style and tendency to steal food from other birds. Oh no, they're monsters. The Seahawk identity gap. While the name refers to Osprey, the Seattle Seahawks use different birds for their branding. Okay, I want to read about this. I don't think I have an actual bulldog emoji, but here's some dog emojis in general to celebrate the adorable bulldog. The team's iconic logo is actually inspired by Native American art, specifically a Thunderbird transformation mask of the Kakakos Waka people rather than a biological osprey. Guys, it's like I'm going to have to go to the library and check out a whole book about the origin of the Seahawks in general, which will be fun. Guys, it's kind of sad at the same time when I mentioned going to the library to check out a book about the history of the Seahawks in general, because as fast as information updates, that book is not valid anymore. When writing a book, the intellectual appreciation value of a book plummets the moment you pull it off the shelf to check it out, just as quickly as a car begins to instantly depreciate once you roll it off of the lot. And what I mean is that due to modern day technology and the accessibility to update and correct things and unfortunately change and alter history, books seem weird. Books are starting to turn into fine wine. They only get better the older they get. So continue, guys, to write books and pray that they last on the shelves for at least 10 years. So when you go back to check out a book or read information, you can see, at least for that capsule of time, when you look at the copyright or the release of the publication of the said book, what was history looking like at that time? What were we talking about at that time? So I encourage you guys to continue reading actual books. I encourage you to continue writing books and keeping journals, because that's what will make a book more valuable. The evolution of change, sometimes change can be scary. I am very happy for technology because it helped me catch up in life on a lot of questions that I did not get answered. While you guys are here, I'm quite sure you may have questions that you may be embarrassed to ask, or also have questions in your mind growing up as a child. If you want to get those questions answered, take advantage of AI Overview ChatGPT to get those burning questions clearly answered. Or type in the questions in ChatGPT like, why did my parents always say the saying of this? Where did that start from? Why did they say that? And then instead of asking them a question that you know that will never get answered, at least you'll get some type of closure. There's no point in walking around in life having so many unanswered questions when you can just unfortunately run to technology to get it. And that alone is scary, because I am encouraging you to run to technology to get questions answered, because people couldn't simply take the time to answer them for you. I think it goes hand in hand. If you guys are tired of AI and you're tired of AI taking over everything, you guys have to get back into your bag of communicating with people, no matter if they're rich or poor or have broken English or not. You have to start talking effectively with people, listening to people, because AI will win all the time. Because we as people can see you don't even want to listen to us. So it forces us to have to seek out answers through technology and not people. And that's sad, and it's an unhealthy imbalance. Do you know what the best selling book of all time is? Probably the Bible. And I say it like that because there's so many thoughts in my mind when I say that. It's right up there with what me talking about embracing technology and why we shouldn't have to rely on technology so much. It's because we've lost the kindness and tenderness of humanity, has lost that. We've lost our way. It's got here the Seahawk identity gap. The team's iconic logo is actually inspired by Native American art, specifically a thunderbird transformation mask from the Kekawaka Wakao people rather than a biological osprey. The live mascot, the live bird that flies out before games, named Tamia or augur hawk or augur buzzard, native to Africa. Ospreys are protected and generally cannot be used for commercial sports or entertainment. So that's pretty cool. I know, right? Hey, what's going on? Welcome in. High five. Thank you guys for your messages. I am seeing them and reading some of them as well. Appreciate you guys for coming in. The time for me is 6:14 a.m. up before the rising sun, getting things done because that is the only way to fly. I have a lot of cool people participating in the survey. I am unable to physically cast my ballot in the vote, but I am one of the people who voted. I will say if I were to vote, I will pick kinda. I kind of watch the survey. The Bible is the best library. Touche. There was a question that sparked my attention that I still want to write down in my notes. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? So, I've been out here for a little over an hour and I'm starting to get hungry. So I'm thinking in my mind, what would I want to eat? I would want some type of breakfast biscuit. I would want a breakfast sausage and egg biscuit, um, strawberry Fanta, and a hash brown. So what are you guys going to eat today for breakfast? Because they taught us in school that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If breakfast is the most important meal of the day, that means we should be eating lots and lots and lots of food because it's supposed to carry us over at least until dinner time. So I found my question: is the Seahawk an actual bird? I did get my question answered on there, but I still want to write it down in my notes for records. Oh, what kind? How would you prepare them? Scrambled, boiled, um, in between? And when you make the eggs, will you have it with toast or will you make it into an egg sandwich? I know you 3 eggs make an omelet, but you may not want to make it an omelet. You may just want to scramble 3 eggs and put them in the bowl and eat some toast or crackers on the side. Or heck, 3 eggs and a donut with some milk. Is the Seahawk in? When I think of Seahawks now, after reading all the scientific depictions or whatever it calls descriptions of that bird, I instantly think of, like those bird people, they have to wear this big old glove, the glove of steel that covers up their whole fist and their arm when they're catching birds so the claws or talons don't hurt them. I think that's what they had to use when they are ready to catch a Seahawk, or how they release the bird or whatever before the game. That's gotta be. I want to try that, but I would rather try that with an owl. I like owls because I like their bellies. They look so cute and full. So I would want to go somewhere where I can put one of those big old glove sleeves on my arm. But my arm is so skinny. So I don't know how they will have to fix my arm so Like when the owl lands on my arm, it don't fall off my arm. I had a question. I'm glad I'm taking my time because I want to make sure I answer all my questions regarding Seahawks and stuff. I usually just wear my infinity gauntlet and let the birds land on it. Yeah, yeah. You guys, I turned from the Olympics. Hey, hello. Yeah, like I have, it's 2-1. You can do that now on YouTube, thankfully. Because some people like different formats, vertical or horizontal. I preferably like watching YouTube on horizontal opposed to vertical. So you have the option to choose which format you like. Welcome in. Hello. Um, my question, you guys, was it's a reference to the Seahawks wingspan. Since Seahawk wingspan can go up to, was it 6 feet? Since the Seahawks wingspan is up to 6 feet, does that mean it can fly fast? That's my last question I have, unless I think of something else. I'm a pro in math. 2 + 2 = 8. High five! Ain't nobody got time for that. You going back there and get you a donut. Are Seahawks basically vultures but just on the coastal? The way it's been described, there seems to be a variation, but collectively, it seems as such. But they eat fish. So how are they vultures? They're vultures of the sea. Oh, that is so dope. I have to write that down. Are Seahawks vultures of the sea? I've heard of chicken of the sea. Now we have vultures of the sea. What is the word fowl? Fowl, FOWL for bird. So bird meat, turkey meat. So you know how they have chicken of the sea, which is tuna fish in the can. They'll have vultures of the sea, but it'll be turkey meat in the can. So you can get now serving turkey in the can. Brought to you by Vultures of the Sea. What in the Hakuna Matata is going on? Elay, what you talking about, woman? I'm talking about food in the can. Now, sit down and enjoy the show. Oh, man. Now, let's see here. We've got here, while a 6-foot wingspan is impressive, a bird's wings shape and loading weight relative to wing size are better indicators of speed than wingspan alone. For the birds commonly referred to as Seahawks, their large wingspan is primarily an adaptation for efficient soaring and lifting heavy prey. Wow. Rather than sustain high speed flight. Speed of a Seahawk. The brain gears are either turning or they are stuck. Tomato, tomato. Brain gears stuck or brain gears a gear. Either way, it's a gear, so we win. As long as there is a gear in the brain, all is not lost. Now, whether or not it's willing or not, it don't matter. I'm just thankful to have gears in my brain at all. That is kind of scary. That's why I wanted to look up to see if that makes them fly faster. According to AI Overview, it said no, but I think AI Overview just don't want to scare us. While a 6-foot wingspan is impressive, a bird wing shape and loading weight relative to wing size are better indicators of speed than wingspan alone. So that's like with people with long arms, that means maybe that can help them run faster. No, not necessarily. For the birds commonly referred to as seahawks, their large wingspan is primarily an adaptation for efficient soaring and lifting heavy prey rather than sustained high-speed flight. Speed of a seahawk, or aka osprey. The faster birds are smaller. Well, call me fast because I am small. I am done growing. I'm 5. My driver's license say I'm 5'3". And then when I go in the next 4 or 8 years to renew my license, sometimes it tell me I'm 5'2". So I don't know if I'm dealing with early onset osteoporosis or somebody in there don't know how to do math. Because every time I renew my license, I gain an inch or I lose an inch in height. So I don't know how tall I am. But I know I'm small and I'm done growing. And these kids out here bigger than me. It's a defeating feeling sometimes. Like Kanye West's daughter. She gotta be 6'8", man. I tell you. But she look bigger than me. How in the world I'm gonna say respect your elders when I look like I'm 5 and she 12 and she look 30? It's just not gonna work. And then I smile all the time. How am I supposed to talk to her as an adult and tell her about life when I'm smiling all the time and she bigger than me? Hey girl, your dad said you out here acting up and I'm supposed to be here telling you about life. How in the world is that gonna work? I might as well fold up my folding chair and call it a day. Back out the driveway. Nah. Wait till I get my money right. Nah. Skirt. You're speaking of a flightless bird. A bird is a bird. And a hamburger is a hamburger. The osprey, the bird most often called a seahawk, uses its large wingspan, averaging 4 to 6 feet, to cruise over water while searching for fish. The poor fish. Normal flight. They typically fly at steady speeds of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Y'all, that's fast. You mean tell me 30 to 40 miles an hour is slow? I can run fast too. But if a Seahawk is on my heels, it's over. It's set normal flight. I'm getting ready to copy and paste this information in here because my eyes are not deceiving me. Y'all, this is crazy. I'm looking for a bird. BIRD. I wonder, flamingo. Are there still flamingo emojis? I don't know. I'm going to use a flamingo. And here is the fun fact. It should bird science. Yo, this is definitely bird science. You heard of weird science. Well, we on some bird science. And this all happened because I decided to sit up here and talk about the Super Bowl 2026 highlights, and I got lost in the sauce of wondering what in the world a Seahawk was. Normal flight. They typically fly at steady speeds of 30 to 40 miles an hour. Good luck. You guys, what would you do if you found yourself on the NFL football field and the bird, the Seahawk that they release before every game, starts flying at you on the field? Since we know that they can fly up to 30 to 40 miles an hour, we cannot outrun it. What do we do? Fold up into a ball and protect our eyes? Cry for help? I don't know how do you defend yourself against a flying bird? It's making me think of the scenes in Jurassic Park with the pterodactyls. It's making me feel like that. It's not just the bird, it's a bird that can fly super fast. And they have talons, y'all, talons. Fight or flight. Run. My mouth fast. I can run. Well, you have a fighting chance, Brads, because that means all you had to do is turn around and start yapping real fast, and it's gonna just discombobulate the flying Seahawk. It's gonna be like, what's going on? You have a fighting chance. Me, I can run fast, of course, but not like that. I'm thinking I might have to do some tactile stuff. Now, for all of you who were here on Freestyle Thursdays when I discussed how to jump out of a helicopter in a mascot costume, perhaps if I were to happen to see myself getting chased by the fowls of the air, mainly a Seahawk, in my mind, I feel like the best thing for me to do is curl up in the ball and try to roll like Sonic the Hedgehog. But when I'm thinking about that, I might hurt my back. So I'm thinking what I would have to do is lay out flat like this, because you know how they say stop, drop, and roll. So I'm going to take this. Follow me. I'm going to take the stop, drop, and roll effect. I'm going to stop, I'm going to drop, I'm going to roll. And I'm going to have my eyes covered. And I'm going to be rolling across the football field while hollering at the same time, hoping that I can roll safely and hope that I'm rolling loud enough so somebody can scoop me up out of that situation. Sure, people can run fast, or do they just think they can? Hey, like I said, with the tall people, can tall people run fast? Technically, in the figment of my imagination, nah. It only looks like they can run fast because their strides are longer. Number two, can a giraffe run fast? It don't look like it to me. They're better off jumping, taking the leap of faith and jumping into a tree if they are getting hunted down by a pride of lions. Now, short people can run fast. Their legs move really fast. And unfortunately, the only image that came up in my mind after reading your comment was the slug in Monsters University when he was like, I'm going to be late for class. I don't want to be late for my first day. I'm going to be late. And then when the movie go off, he finally makes it to class, but the whole college year was done. So to answer your question, Brad, I think that is a sad and lowly yes. Sure, people can run fast, question mark, or do they just think they can? In the words of Thomas the Train, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. But once upon a time when I was an actual child going into my preteen days, I think I was turning into a preteen. One of my older sisters and I went for a bike ride on the back road past the church of all places. There was a tall house that set offset on King Road, about a half a block down from First Baptist Church. And 3 or 4 dogs came running out of the yard and started chasing us up the road. I had a feeling that before I even approached that house, it was going to be a bad day. But don't nobody listen to me. Okay? So since my sister was the oldest sister, she was in charge. Why even bother to tell her I have a bad feeling that I don't think we should go by that house this time? I think something's going to happen with the dogs. So I just shut my mouth and followed suit and braced for impact. And sure enough, those dogs came running from behind the house. No chain on, barking at us. So I pedaled my bike as fast as I could. It don't seem like I was getting anywhere because the dog was on my heel. And the dog that was on my heel in my mind looked like a dang on golden retriever. And I thought golden retrievers were supposed to be nice dogs. But after thinking back on Goosebumps, they had a golden retriever was like, and it had glowing eyes. So Stephen R.L. Stein tried to tell me something. Stay away from golden retrievers, especially if you're black. Why did that golden retriever in the figment of my imagination? It nubbed my wrist. My wrist was small. I think my wrist is the same exact size as it was since I was an actual child. Unfortunately, I think it got skinnier. The dog nicked my wrist and my arm swelled up so tough. It scared me. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. But I didn't realize my skin was that sensitive. So it only grazed me a little bit. But I didn't want to go back to the house. My sister and I ended up running to the gas station. Speedway gas station. Don't know if it's still there. We had the townhouse apartments, and across the street was the Speedway gas station. We rode our bikes quickly to Speedway. And we threw our bikes down. We ran into the gas station. And we asked the lady or the man who was working, it's like, we just got chased by dogs. Can we just stand in here for a minute to catch our breath? Because they were chasing us all the way down. They were. And look, back at that time, we moved into a suburb that was considered suburbs for us. And it was still mixed with a lot of Caucasian people. And that one particular woman was not so friendly, which was another reason we were worried because she wasn't a nice neighbor. So nonetheless, the lady or the guy let us stay in the gas station for a little bit until we felt it was safe to go back out and make sure those dogs were nowhere in sight. Thankfully, they were nowhere in sight. We didn't go anywhere, but long story short, I had a feeling that we shouldn't go past the house. My sister left me there to fend for myself. She jumped on top of the lady's car. She was an athlete. She ran track and probably did hurdles. Um, so knowing that, she leaped on their car, left me hanging. So I had to boogie my bike on down to the gas station. She caught up with me after she saw the dog started chasing me. All I could hear was doing was yelling, "Go! Go! Go!" I'm like, what good is family when in time of peril, their fight or flight is to always leave me behind? You want to talk about psychological drama? I kid you not. It's like, how could I ever trust her with my life if she left me to fend for the dogs? Of course, she came to catch up with me because she saw all those dogs were chasing me and me alone while she stood successfully on the car. So that's how I said we met up at the gas station because her bike was bigger, so she was able to pedal faster. She was taller than me. She caught up with me, but my arm was messed up. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. Went home. I was more shaken up over the fact that my sister left me behind and that I had a feeling we shouldn't go. But I knew she wasn't going to listen to me. So I was really more disturbed over the situation than the actual almost getting bit by a dog. I tell you. Exactly. So it's like, this is stupid. Am I my brother's keeper? Nope. Thanks to that story. Moving forward. The speed of the Seahawk, normal flight, they typically fly at speeds of 30 to 40 miles an hour, hunting dives. When they spot a fish, they can reach speeds of 50 to 80 miles per hour as they plunge towards the water. Comparison, for context, a falcon has a much smaller wingspan. A peregrine falcon has a much smaller wingspan, about 3 to 4 feet, but can dive at oh my gosh, over 240 miles an hour because its wings are shaped from extreme speed. This is scary. Y'all, I'm getting ready to share this information with you. This is a dolphin, but I'm getting ready to put this in here. It says here, comparison for context. A peregrine falcon has a much smaller wingspan, about 3 to 4 feet, but can dive at I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm reverse crying in my eye. But can dive at over 240 miles per hour because its wings are shaped for extreme speed. Drop the cake. I don't care what nobody say. That is an angel in disguise of a bird. I'm done. A bird that can fly 240 miles an hour because its wings are shaped for extreme speed is an effing angel. Be it a good one, be it a bad one. It's flying way too fast to be a bird. Tell us anything. I'm going to tell you something. That's not a bird. That's an angel. Ahem, did you watch the Super Bowl in 2026? My cool peep said 29% said yes, 55% said no, and 16% said kinda. I fall under the category of kinda watching the Super Bowl. We had two different TVs going on at the same dang time while the Super Bowl played, and that made the pastime of the Super Bowl in general that much more enjoyable. I feel sorry for whatever is chasing because that just throws my theory of stop, drop, and roll while covering your eyes when and if getting chased by a falcon out the window. It's more like a shut up and pray. Unless you get the Harry Potter's cloak of invisibility. While a large wingspan doesn't always mean fast, in aerodynamics, a larger wingspan offers specific advantages that differ from pure speed. Tell me anything. Can a short person run? Can a short person jump? Can a tall person run? Can a tall person jump? I don't know, because if a tall person jump, I'm wondering if they're going to run into the sky or hit the glass dome. In aerodynamics, a larger wingspan offers specific advantages that differs from pure speed. Lift and efficiency. Lift. Large wings move more air. Y'all just drink a Red Bull and call it a day. It just said large wings give more air. Large wings move more air. And large people eat more food. Tell me something we don't know. Ah, yuck, 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 yuck. Ah, yuck, 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 yuck. Higher, higher, higher off the ground. If you want to be high on life like me, come on and listen to Elay TV. I'm here 5 a.m. ET time, Monday through Friday, trying to make a little change in an ever-changing world. A world that is changing too fast for a slow woman like me. The world is going too fast, and I try to hold on to dear life. I am losing by default simply because I cannot read and comprehend fast enough to catch up with life. So does that mean, in theory, I will also accidentally miss heaven because I am not fast in this game called life? Ooh. Say a little prayer for your girl LA. According to AI overview, large wings mean Large wings move more air, allowing birds like ospreys or eagles to stay aloft for long periods with minimal flapping. Guys, can you keep your flapping to a minimum? We're trying to watch the movie. Y'all know who. Minimum flapping. That's how we do. Minimum flapping. What's so fabulous? FABO. Ha! LOUS. Ka! Ka! Minimum flapping. Hey! In the figment of my imagination, the legendary rapper Fabulous is just saying this, and they clipped it and it went viral, and there goes my one shiny moment, payday under the sun. Oh man, I tell y'all, I'm having a good time for a set amount of time on here gathered around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, or my favorite, the ring of fire before the rising sun. Gather here for a short amount of time, for a set amount of time on Morning Moon Motivational Monday Madness, helping move power through your work week. Because even though we are grown, we get sick and tired of always having to be responsible. Well, so while you are going to work, getting ready for work, or out on your lunch break, you've got me for a little bit to help lift your spirits and help you see the forest through the trees, whatever that means. See the tar from the Zan, whatever that means. Oh, to see the apples from the oranges, whatever that means, on your day of work, to help you get your mind out of the brain rot of having to get up and punch the clock and deal with stupid people. I'm sorry that you may have to go to work and cannot just do your job. It would be so easier to just be able to get in there and do your job and not have to be hounded by people who like to intentionally pick on you just because they can. I hope someday soon they all step on several tacks. My wackos wish from me to you. So you guys can continue to have a great day. No one deserves to go to work and have to deal with stupid coworkers because they're not happy to be at work. You should be able to all be civilized adults, but that's asking for too much. So I hope that when you go to work, you have a smooth day and all the stuff just rolls off of you so you can get your money. Moving forward, we've got heavy lifting. A large wingspan provides the necessary thrust to lift off from the water while carrying heavy prey, i.e., people. It didn't say that, but might as well said it. Oh my gosh, man. An osprey can lift fish weighing up to 4 to 5 pounds. Well, I feel safe because at least I know it cannot lift me. I know I am not 4 or 5 pounds. I weigh more than 4 or 5 pounds. So you guys, I think we might be safe in reference to this bird. What's going on? Thank you so much, Chris Reed. High five. Bam. I appreciate your donation because you most certainly did not have to do that. Thank you so much, Chris Reed, 3227. Thank you for coming in. We've got two lines open, guys. Two lines of life. We've got the vertical and the horizon. Shouts out to Vertical Horizon. Here on Elay TV, just like Vertical Horizon, I will give you everything you want, everything you need for a limited amount of time. I have the vertical and the horizontal going on at the same dang time for your comfort. So I will be talking when someone comes into the chat on both screens. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you will have peace and love while you go to work and punch the clock and defend yourself against the ignorant people you call co-workers. Thank you so much for your donation. So much for your donation. And put a happy face right here. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Although I would like to go to California. California is a nice place. It's still pretty. I want to see the trolley. Are the trolleys still installed, or they call them cable cars nowadays? Aren't cable cars? I used to work, this is a side note. I used to work for a call center service where I had to do surveys for fancy schmancy rich people who had different cars. There was a car place called Mossy Honda Lemon Grove. And I had to call on behalf of Mossy Honda Lemon Grove dealership and ask them if they enjoyed their purchase of their brand new car from Mossy Honda Lemon Grove. And boy, I wish I could lay it on like how I'm talking to you guys, hanging out, having a good time. But we couldn't get animated when we were in the call service, asking people thousands of questions on whether or not they liked the purchase of their new vehicle. We had to be stuffy. Welcome to the survey. Thank you. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how was your experience today at Mossy Honda Lemon Grove? A 5? Great. Would you like to expound on how you gave that reason to 5 being the highest? What was your experience there? Oh, it was great. That's wonderful. I'm so glad you had a great time. Is there anything else you would like to add with your experience? And then you had to type in, I feel so sad because I want to give these people more energy. If they had a good experience, I wanted to be like, I'm so happy you had a good experience. But no, you have to be professional, dry, and on top of that, I had to wear stupid, stuffy news people clothes. I'm like, they cannot even see me. Why do I have to dress professional when these folks don't even see me? Because it'll put you in a professional mind. Take a look around, listening to all these black people you hired. No shade, because I'm black too. You hear how they're pronouncing their words and they're still in fancy clothes, and you want to get on me because I'm too happy? And you said if we come to work and we dress the part, we'll be the part, we'll act the part, we'll look the part, but none of them sound the part. What are we really doing? We might as well come up in here in this car service in our baseball jerseys, because they still speaking the same way they would talk to me on the street. Yo, how you doing today? I hope your experience at this car service was the best. Y'all not telling them nothing, but y'all picking on me for being too happy. Boy, I left that job so fast. But that's for another story for another day. Ooh. The most boring survey ever. Would you like to participate in the survey? It reminds me of this episode on Animaniacs. Shouts out to Warner Brothers. Shouts out to Steven Spielberg for creating. Did he create or had a heavy hand in Animaniacs? Would you like to take a survey? Would you like to take a survey? Would you like to take a survey? They ran that woman crazy. She was like, no, no. I'm like, man, this job. Once upon a time, I did want that job, but when they hired me, it was actually a little too late. Nonetheless, the speed and trade-off of a bird's wingspan. Y'all, can you believe there's still more fun facts in reference to this whole wingspan of it all? For my peace of mind, I'm getting ready to retype the same question in just to refresh my memory on the highlights of the game that happened yesterday, because I've been stuck on this bird for a long time. And I didn't want to be stuck on the Seattle Seahawks mascot. That's like 2 whole videos right there. So in AI mode, Super Bowl highlights for 2026 for my amusement, so I don't lose what I just was trying to talk about. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the New England Patriots 29-13 to win Super Bowl LX, whatever the heck that number is, on February 08, 2026, which was yesterday at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Santa Clara, California. This victory marked the second championship in Seahawks franchise history. It served as a revenge for their Super Bowl XLIX loss to the same opponent 11 years ago. They was out for revenge. Game summary. The contest was defined by a dominant performance by Seahawks' dark side defense, which led the Patriots scoreless through the first 3 quarters. Not scoreless through the first 3 quarters. Yeah, I was just about finishing up my dinner, so it seems to me. And there was a whole big old fat 0 on the scoreboard, but I didn't mind. Football gonna football, haters gonna hate, and people gonna eat. We don't go to, well, I don't know about y'all, but for me, who really going to football to watch the game? I'm going there for the epic ambience, the atmosphere. Ambience and atmosphere is the same thing. Just roll with me as I compile my answer. I'm going for the game for the atmosphere and the ambience, and mainly for the food. It's a great way to hang out with family and friends if you have them. You're blessed if you still have friends. The food. Did I mention the food? Yes, did I mention the food? Shouts out to all the stadium people who cook and prepare all that food. Shouts out to the stadium cooks who had to get up just like me before the rising sun, before the rooster, to prepare all those foods to serve to us that get sold out in record standing times. According to AI Overview, the game summary: Seahawks defense. The unit record recorded 6 sacks and forced 3 turnovers. Not to be confused with Apple turnovers, but I would love to have an Apple turnover before seeing a turnover in any game. XLV III is Roman number for number 50. Every year I tell myself I'm going to remember it. Short-term memory loss. Roman numerals. Well,
NFL people, we're Americans, so why are we still using Roman numerals?
probably so it can still look fancy schmancy. Fancy schmancy Roman numerals. Just like with the Saw movie. The Saw movie used Roman numerals, and I wasn't able to keep the DVDs sorted out. I still struggle with trying to figure out which Saw movie I want to watch because they're using Roman numerals and all the covers look the same. Stadium food, now with 30% real meat. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes. And I say to myself, I know I'm saying say is supposed to be sing. What a wonderful world. Oh, yes. So if you want to have the ever present hints of what real meat tastes like, go on to the stadium and get you some real food there. WORLD. I type in world, I don't get a globe. I type in earth, there it is. Stadium food. ADIUM food. Now, kinda almost real. It's a miracle. I'm typing this in. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I'm weeping tears of joy. I have my tablet right here. Hopefully, you guys can hear the music. I do have to, unfortunately, run to the ladies' room. And put cow. Y'all, I gotta go potty. And then I had to let the people know over here too. So I had to let them know. Gotta go potty. Y'all, I still want that. I still want the egg sausage breakfast sandwich. My mind hadn't changed. But not with the sandwich, but now I want oatmeal on the side. I want oatmeal on the side of that breakfast sandwich. And I don't do I gotta use the bathroom, but do McDonald's sell oatmeal? Do McDonald's sell oatmeal? I'll be back. Y'all, I have Cartoon Network on in the background, and I'm waiting for regular show to come on. Whatever. I'm back. Thank you guys for waiting because you most certainly didn't have to. McDonald's, they do sell oatmeal? I didn't know that. I didn't know if it was a limited time or what have you, but I like oatmeal and I'm glad I do because number one, it is inexpensive. Number two, it's inexpensive. And number three, it's inexpensive. Yeah, so I'm gonna put bowl, BOWL. So you guys, we have Chris Reed. He answered for me that McDonald's sells oatmeal. Excellent. If I can spell excellent correctly, EXCELLENT. Thank you. Telling me. There we go. So I'm gonna check some things in the background. Where's my cereal? I'm gonna break up my bowl of cereal. I've got Fruit Loops, y'all, and they're really good. Y'all want some? Here's some Fruit Loops. Here's some Fruit Loops. You can have some. Here you go. Do you? That's a side note, but in reference to oatmeal, like they have oatmeal that look really tough. Like they have the 1 minute oatmeal, the oatmeal that you can be done in 1 minute, and they have like stainless steel oatmeal, for lack of a better word. And it seemed like you get more roughage. Thank you so much. It's a miracle that it's running because sometimes it don't work. But today, y'all, is working. Thank you so much. In the spirit of sharpening my multitasking skills, this is great, right? I have a question. Did you guys check out Hercules the Shark Neutron Dance karaoke short? He's got a Neutron Dance karaoke short. He did the full length version, what, the week before last, but with the shorts, he was allowed to put the music with it. So that's funny to me. Super Bowl highlights and other stuff. We're definitely right about the other stuff, y'all, because the other stuff for me was wondering about the whole Seahawk of it all. I am very glad that the Seahawks won. You know, it's nice to see other teams win. That's one thing for sure. That's another reason why I just wanted to go with the Seahawks for this game, because you gotta have other teams just gotta win sometimes. I'm waiting on my Detroit Lions. I'm a Detroit Lions fan for life. This life and the next life. I am a Detroit Lions fan forever. And I'm waiting for my boys to win. But nonetheless, I'm glad the Seahawks won. Oh, what are you guys saying? Stainless steel cut oatmeal. Thank you. Exactly. Because I thought it had the word steel in it. Titanium. McDonald's now serving titanium oatmeal. Right? And what else? I'm waiting on the Bills to win. Cool. See, you're holding out for them to win. Yeah. Here's some more. It's got Seahawks defense. According to AI overview, the unit recorded 6 sacks and 3 turnovers. Key plays included a strip sack by Derek Hall in the third quarter and a 45-yard interception return for a touchdown by Union Yeah. She cannot even say it. You dang right I cannot say it. Yochnanusu. It sounds like I'm speaking backwards. I don't know if I said a curse over myself or not. Help me, Lord. Touchdown by Uenda Nusu. Nusu. We won the tape. She's going crazy. Cut the camera. Cut the feed. I'm not going crazy, y'all. I'm just trying to say this man's name right. Don't I get an A for effort? Well, shuts out by return for a touchdown by late in the fourth quarter to steal the game. Seahawks offense, running back Kenneth Walker the third, not the first, not the second, but Kenneth Walker the third was the engine of offense, while quarterback Sam Darnold managed a mistake-free game, completing 19 of 38 passes for 202 yards and a 16-yard touchdown. Charlie Brown to tight end A.J. Barner. A.J. Barner. With that name, it instantly make me think of Barnes & Nobles. Shouts out to Barnes & Nobles, the last standing brick-and-mortar bookstore that I know of. Big box brick and mortar, because we have a few mom and pop bookstores around here. Patriots offense. Second-year quarterback Drake May struggled under constant pressure, finishing with 27 of 43 passing for 295 yards. 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 turnovers. The only turnovers I want to see in the game are Apple. Now you sit your behind down. You're out forever. The Patriots only scored came in the fourth quarter on touchdown passes to Mac Hollins, 35 yards, and Ramondre Stevenson, 7 yards. I had to refresh my memory of what really went on in the game yesterday because I was fading in and out of consciousness while the game played aimlessly in the background. Oh, man. So one of the cool peeps translated the Roman numeral for me. I'm going to go back up to see who that was one more time. We have 7569 XLV111 is Roman numeral 450. Shouts out to all my cool peeps who may be approaching the age of 50 or who are 50 or who are over 50. Congratulations, you made it to a wonderful time in your life, that to see the world change and to see that you are still here. I'm happy to be able to share in this space of time with all of my 50-year-olds and over, and the ones who are approaching the year 50. We've got here, guys, the Seattle Seahawks stats according to AI Overview. In reference to Seahawks, final score 29, total yards 335, turnovers 0, sacks 6, leading rusher Kenneth Walker III with 135 yards, and leading receiver is Cooper Kupp, 23 yards, 1 REC, whatever that means, 1 recorded. Why we putting VCRs into NFL? Okay, I know I'm wrong, but just roll with me. I'm a woman.
We can tell because you don't even know what you're reading about.
But I'm trying. Okay. New England Patriots stats according to AI Overview. Final score 13. Total yards 331. Turnovers 3 Apple turnovers and 3 sacks. Leading rusher, Drake May, 37 yards. And leading receiver, Mac Hollins, went hollering all the way down the field with 78 yards. Records and awards. I can assume that they were great sportsmen, exercising great sportsmanship. As the fans flooded the field, celebrating the Seahawks win and the Patriots loss. Y'all, this cereal is really good. In addition to that, I'm really hungry. Feed it. Get her a biscuit. I'm 4 years away from 50. That's really cool. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Celebrating a nice long life. May you have many more. I want to be on this planet since I'm here for as many years as possible. Since I'm here, might as well do some damage. Records and awards. Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker III was named MVP after totaling 161 yards from scrimmage, 135 rushing, 26 receiving. He is the first running back to win the award since 1998. I remember back in 1998 when Pop-Tarts taste real. Nowadays, Pop-Tarts taste like cardboard boxes. I'm just teasing. Yeah, I didn't watch the halftime. I turned the channel, and I was mad that I didn't even know that Green Day, they opened. Did you know that? Did you know that Green Day did the opening ceremony? Well, for better word, it says Green Day Super Bowl. They did a pregame. They had a pregame set. I did not know that. Had I known Green Bay was going to be on during a pregame set, I would have affixed my TV channel to the Super Bowl 30 minutes before the game started to ensure that I would not miss Green Day. And because they put Green Day on, out of respect for Green Day, I would have left the Super Bowl game on in its entirety, even not turning from the entertainment halftime. I would have just turned the TV down until the entertainment got done. So shame on you, NFL. Super Bowl MVP. We've got kicking record. Seahawks kicker Jason Myers set a new Super Bowl record by successfully converting 5 field goals. Coaching milestone. At age 38, Seahawks coach Mike McDonald became the third youngest head coach to win the Lombardi Trophy. The Lombardi Trophy sounds really cool. It sounds like the Lombardi can be a name of a fancy schmancy car that the Super Bowl people should be able to lease with the option to buy with the steep discount if they win. I think that would be cool if they did that, because I know rings, that's what guys want, the Super Bowl ring. But we need to add something in addition to that. Now that I know what number we're on, the Super Bowl, guys, has been out for 50 years. So why not have a Lombardi edition winner's car or something that they get to have for the year? It can be dope, that would be another perk. Yeah, very cool. I got the trophy sound. Yeah, he was I thought his name sounded familiar. Mr. Lombardi was a coach for years with the Packers. Have an excellent day. You have an excellent day as well. Thank you so much for coming in. High five. Continue having an excellent day. The NFL just disappointed me when they put Bad Bunny on stage. I was disappointed in general with the NFL this year because it don't seem like they prepared for it or presented it well or advertised it long enough. The only hype that I saw, honestly, that caught my attention for the Super Bowl, to remind me, even though it comes every year, that the Super Bowl was coming, was on ESPN. And how many people watch ESPN? And that was like the day or two before the NFL, the game started. That was it. Because when I turned on Amazon Prime, it will have the football logo up there. But even the logo didn't catch my attention. Even the cover work that they chose didn't catch my attention. And I think that's what it was. Each year they have a theme. Each year they have like some type of color format and font presentation that they want to go with. And maybe even some theme. But this year's Super Bowl, it was not loud enough. So even though it was in my face, I didn't see it. It was like pastel when it was supposed to be bright, deep colors to get our attention. So as it was advertised, that's how the energy of the game was when I saw the field and the arena. Yes, it was a packed house. Yeah, everybody was on fleek, but it still seemed thin. The energy in the air seemed thin, probably because they were in the mountains, but it just still seemed kind of lifeless. So I wouldn't want to eat my nachos there that game. That's how I felt when I looked at the atmosphere of the game. It didn't seem like alive. So I wouldn't eat my food there. I would be sad and I would go home. I'm like, I don't like how it feels here. I don't want to sit here and eat. This Super Bowl seems dry. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings now to get me some nachos. Maybe I'll have more enjoyment watching the football game at Buffalo Wild Wings and scarfing down food and soda opposed to being in the actual game. Thank you so much. Oh my. Hey, how are you doing? So today I too feel disappointed. Even if I did want the Patriots to win, it was the collective of everything. Now, from the small glances of me seeing the Patriots, all the guys' hair looked nice. I can't say that. Even their skin looked nice. So it's nice to see that the Patriots, the guys, when they would show the cameras, they always show them when they're on the sidelines and yapping and carrying on, waiting to play or sitting down for a rest. I was eyeing their faces and their hair and stuff. Collectively, the team seemed universally healthy. So I can't say the takeaway for the guys who and gals who wanted the Patriots to win, even though they didn't perform well, realistically speaking, their health looked really on point. So I'm glad about that. None of them gave off any essences of looking sick. So had to find make lemonade out of lemons somehow. So shouts out to the Patriots for looking healthy at least, because that means you'll be ready and lock and loaded to turn this mother out next year. Dry Super Bowl. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much. Your skin looks nice and you have a pretty smile. Thank you so much, y'all. I really try. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. It is true. No matter what race you are, you do have to put lotion on your face, guys, and on your neck. Okay? Make sure you put lotion on your face and on your neck and under your eyes so you can keep your skin nice. So yeah, perhaps I'm rooting for the overall Super Bowl to be more powerful and profound. I can't tell you this by happenstance because I wasn't even tuned in to watch the commercials. The one and only commercial out of the whole football Super Bowl entertainment spiel that caught my attention was the T-Mobile Backstreet Boys commercial. I was so happy to see all of them together. I was happy to see that all of them looked well and healthy. So that made me happy. So if you guys saw the T-Mobile Backstreet Boys commercial, did you see how healthy and happy they looked? That's how I saw the Patriots yesterday. Even though they got their butts kicked, collectively they look just as happy and refreshed like the Backstreet Boys did in the T-Mobile commercial. So that notion alone made me happy because collectively it seems like both teams had a good time. Honestly. So I mean it's not a lose-lose, it's a win-win. It seemed like the Patriots had good sportsmanship, so that was classy. So, in reference to the classiness of it all between the gentlemen who played, I will rate that alone as a high 10. So, yeah, let's go. It's got here entertainment highlights. National anthem was sung by Charlie Puth. Puth or Charlie Puth performed a soulful rendition of the national anthem. Pre-game, Green Day performed hits like Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, while honoring MVPs. Boy, I'm copying and pasting this wonderful information in here. Did you guys know? Did you guys know about this? I'm going to put it in here. There it is. Pre-game. Green Day performed hits like Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams while honoring past MVPs. You said Drake May is trash? Hold on. And I'm gonna build upon your statement out of curiosity to see what AI overview will say. So just one moment, please. Laye do. All right, so I'm getting ready to read it. I have Drake May. What did he do yesterday, and why do some people don't like him? Yesterday, February 8, 2026, New England Patriots quarterback Drake May struggled in a 29-13 loss to the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 50, despite finishing with 295 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. The majority of his production occurred in a, quote, garbage time, end quote, during the fourth quarter after the Patriots fell behind 3 scores. Super Bowl 50 performance summary. May faced intensive pressure while the Seahawks defense, which sacked him 6 times and forced 3 turnovers. Let me go and read some more information about this guy here. Hold on, I pushed the wrong button. I wanted to put that in timeout. There we go, timeout. In reference to why some people don't like Drake May, the football player, struggles under pressure, according to AI Overview. Though the first 3 quarters, May managed only 60 passing yards and committed a costly fumble. AI Overview said he struggles under pressure. You guys think that's true? Wow, that's too bad, because when you're in the NFL or anything in the professional stature, you're supposed to you get paid to play under the pressure. So if that's the case, why is he still there? And if that's the case, how did he get there in the first place if, according to AI Overview, he struggles under pressure? Turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions, one of which was a 45-yard pick, 6 by Uchenna Nwosu. You already know how I said I'm struggling with that name. That effectively sealed the game. Injury status. After the game, May revealed he required a pain-relieving injection. Did y'all know this? Look. His team carried him to the Super Bowl. And in addition to this, it says here, injury status. Wow. After the game, May revealed he required a pain-relieving injection in his right shoulder before kickoff. This is something. I'm going to put this in here. Though critics have dismissed this as an excuse for his poor performance. So, having read this information, it says after the game, May revealed he required a pain-relieving injection in his right shoulder before kickoff. Though critics have dismissed this as an excuse for his poor performance. Do you guys think that his shoulder being in pain was a reason for him to flop so tough in the game, according to AI Overview? Or do you think he just used that as a crutch because According to AI Overview, he struggles under pressure. Capping about the shoulder pain. You guys, that sounds scary, man. Getting stuck in the arm with something sharp. I don't want to get stuck in the arm with something sharp. According to AI Overview, why some people do not like football player Drake. What is it? What's his name, y'all? Drake May, is because of this. His statistics, we've got performance, completion attempts 27 out of 43, giving him a 62.8% rating. Passing yards 295, only 48 in the first half. Passing TDs 2, interceptions 2, and 1 return for TD. Sacks taken 6, 43 yards lost. And another reason why some people do not like Drake May, according to AI Overview, is because fumbles lost 1. Why some people dislike him? Despite an impressive 2025 regular season where he led the NFL in passer ratings of 113.5, according to AI Overview, and completion percentage of 72%, May remains a polarizing figure for several reasons. I'm curious. That's why I'm looking it up, why some people don't like this guy. Postseason regression. You guys, what's postseason regression? It sounds like, before I read it, postseason regression sounds like how people get after Christmas is over. They get like the Christmas blues because they have the build up to prepare for Christmas, wrapping presents, getting food together, planning. And then once Christmas is over, they're like, what do I do now? I don't have to go back to work yet because I'm still on vacation. And they get into this funk. So why some people dislike Drake May is because postseason regression, according to AI Overview. Critics point to his poor play throughout the 2026 playoffs. He ranked last in EPA, expected points added per pass play, among quarterbacks with at least 3 postseason starts in his last decade. Not decade. Dang, AI Overview's being messy. It said decade. In the last decade, ball security and mechanics. Ball security and mechanics. Yes, I see what you're saying, and I'm a whole actual woman, and I don't know everything about it, but what I'm reading sounds dang gone bad. It sounds like he's sinking the ship. Ball security and mechanics. Skeptics often highlight his tendency to take too many sacks, second most in a single person ever, and his poor footwork, end quote. And quote, unpolished mechanics. Why is he there? Shouldn't he just be, for lack of a better word, on the bench so he can practice with the big dogs and maybe get strong later? Why are they putting him out in the field if all of these things are pointing out in the answer of nay? Is it time for your boy to walk the plank? I know this isn't the Pirates of the Caribbean, but we are aboard the ship today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things here. We are gathered around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, or the ring of fire, one of the fires that you desire before the rising sun, wondering rather not Drake May should walk the plank. According to AI Overview stats, which are negative because I asked why people do not like Drake May, it seems like as the list goes on, and I'm not done reading, your boy should be walking the plank. All right, mateys, we've got one to walk the plank. Bong, bong, bong. Any last words before we toss him overboard? I left my hot pocket in the microwave. You ain't gonna get it. Y'all, push them off. Unfortunately, by unanimous decision and the figment of my imagination, we have decided to have Drake May walked the plank. And his last words were not, I'm sorry, team, I disappointed you. It wasn't even, I love you, mama. His last words before we pushed him over the plank was, I left my hot pocket in the microwave. Can I go get it? No wonder nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody. No wonder some people do not take a liking to your boy Drake May. According to AI Overview, why some people dislike this player. Excuse narratives. Aren't excuse narratives? Good bird. Here's a cracker. His decision to reveal his shoulder injury only after the Super Bowl loss led some fans and analysts to label him as someone who makes excuses when he fails on the big stage. I'm black. I'm an African American black woman who is stamped on her forehead as an automatic failure. So you cannot use that as an excuse. You live to fight another day. I'm not even on the football team, and I know better than that. No excuses. Every day there's something hits me. I'm so cold. You find me sitting by myself. There's no excuses. Then I know. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. This is the NFL. You were in the Army, now with football. You cannot have any excuses. People east side walking it out, south side walking it out, north side, west side, all the sides walking it out on the NFL. They playing under duress, broken arms, broken legs, can't see, going bald, going blind. They still out there giving it their best. So when is enough in reference to the NFL with the excuses? I'm a female on outside looking in, but to walk a mile in the shoes of the football players who are out here probably grumbling under their breath while your boy is being known, according to AI Overview, for making excuses. As a woman who was on like a dance, who, let's say, I didn't do well on dance, but I'm just saying now with a mature mind, excuses would not be tolerated. Girl, I don't care if your stomach hurt. This is the championship. If you don't get out there and smile through it so we can get a place, if you don't shut up and get out there and dance so we can win this trophy, then we'll support you, we'll lift you up, we'll take care of you, we'll even spoon feed you baby food. But just get out there and dance for the competition. That's pretty much how it is. So from the outside looking in, from a female's perspective, especially you're in the big leagues. This is the dance competition of all competitions. All eyes are on you. Even if you lose, you still have to do your best. So when the stats come in individually, and they are and they have, you don't want Stephen A. Smith to tear you apart. You have just given him more fuel for the fire to tear you apart because you said your shoulder. It's my shoulder, dog. Unfortunately, as I gather around the TV, bracing for impact, to see them unfortunately tear him apart, this is a man's game. If you complaining so tough for a shoulder, practice, practice. I feel sorry for him. And I'm just reading the stats and listening to you guys from the outside looking in. Let me see right here. We've got ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, and I am sitting around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the ring of fire, the bonfire before the rising sun, getting some information on this football player. It's got another reason, y'all. There's two more reasons why some people, according to AI Overview, may not care for Day May, the game manager label. Former NFL stars like Cam Newton have publicly criticized May, calling him a game manager rather than the game changer. Ow. And arguing that the Patriots' success was fool's gold. What? This ain't no picnic, ladies. It's the Super Bowl. Leave your broken shoulder BS at the door. High five. Bam. It's true. It's not like we're in elementary. It's not like we're in middle school. It's not like we're in high school anymore. And even college, you decided to play for the big dogs now, where crying is not accepted unless it's super bad. And it's got to be bad. When you're in the NFL, they're not trying to hear all that. You signed up to get broken the H up. You signed up for a possible concussion. You unfortunately signed up to retire and not be the same. You signed up for that. And you also said you will put your body on the line and play no matter what. That's the type of time you're on. Really? You think he talked too much? Wow, Big Papa. So I want to make sure I'm saying that you think that the Drake may talk too much sometimes. Wow. So yeah, and this is the last point that AI Overview brought up, guys. Patriots fatigue. Some NFL fans harbor a bias against him simply because he plays for the New England Patriots, often comparing him unfavorably to a young Tom Brady. Cam Newton. Wow. Cam Newton. You guys, I'm a weird person, but Cam Newton, he looks scary. Is that football guy who wears those weird hats and glasses? You guys, he looks scary. I get sad when he be on ESPN because sometimes it's too much to take. So I had to turn away or turn the channel. There's Willy Wonka, there's the Mad Hatter, then there's Cam Newton. Cam Newton, and is he scary? Mm-mm. So that's what I read. I got to this whole situation because one of the cool peeps expressed how he did not care for Drake May. So that caused me to see why, and boy, I didn't know AI Overview was going to pull up a whole rap sheet. And then you cool peeps were chiming in like, see, this is why we don't like him. So it's pretty bad. Man, he's okay. Yeah, he's just, he gives strange vibes. And not the strange that make me comfortable. So I typed in here. Where is it? Did I just read through all that? Oh my gosh, that was very entertaining. I cannot believe I just read through all that. It even gave stats and everything. I have I asked, what did he do yesterday? New England Patriot quarterback Drake May struggled in his Super Bowl debut. Yesterday, February 8th, 2026, as the Patriots lost to the Seattle Seahawks 29-13. Despite finish with 295 passing yards, much of his production occurred in, quote, garbage time, end quote, during the fourth quarter after the game was largely out of reach. Garbage time? He was trash. I'm going to expound and see what else AI Overview can bring up in reference to this whole garbage time. Now I'm just being messy, but I want to see how messy AI can be in reference to this whole garbage time situation. Garbage time. Drake. I have garbage time referring to Drake May. In the context of New England Patriots 29-13 loss, according to AI Overview, in Super Bowl XL yesterday, which was February 8th, garbage time refers to the fourth quarter when the game's outcome was virtually decided. Critics use this term to describe Drake May's performance because the vast majority of his statistical production occurred only after the Patriots trailed significantly and the Seahawks defense had effectively secured the victory. Drake May's garbage time versus competitive play. AI Overview was tearing him apart. Drake May and Sam Darnold were in the Super Bowl. Sanders will never get the Browns there. Thank you for your compliment. High five and welcome in. Thank you guys so much for expressing yourselves today and also for pressing the like and totally participating in the survey. It means a lot. Having a good time, not expecting to be on here for this amount of time, but here we are. I heard Cardi B and Stephon Diggs broke up after Diggs lost the Super Bowl. Funny you should mention that because when I was looking up Super Bowl highlights in general, at the end, AI closed out with the performances. That's when I found out Green Day did the opening. And then in addition to that, it said that Lady Gaga and Cardi B also appeared in the halftime, to which I didn't know. Because I'm saying this to say, was it last week when Cardi B popped up real quick with her sea green hair on ESPN, which was cool? And then from there was rumors and buzz that she may perform during the halftime. And unfortunately, there were also a buzz that if the guy she's dating from the football team, the Diggs guy, Stephon Diggs, were to win the Super Bowl ring, he probably will have proposed to Cardi B. Because it seemed like yesterday before the game, they were running highlights, and one of the girls asked, "So, Stephon, are you looking forward to a ring, or are you going to ask for Cardi's hand in marriage?" She said, "First, I got to get my ring. Let's talk about that first." So do you think Stephon Diggs intentionally begged and pleaded and said he would do anything if we just throw the game so he wouldn't have to marry Cardi B in holy matrimony? Or like in the words of Rugrats, holy macaroni? It's funny you should mention that. Ricky Martin, he was there too? Wow. Yeah, so once again, I heard Cardi B and Stephon Diggs broke up after Diggs lost the Super Bowl. So I said that long-winded answer to say, if that is true, because everything else has been playing around with these rumors and murmurs, so far it looks like they're on the trajectory for that. Not that I want that to happen, but everything right now has played out in real time based on the short buzz of Cardi B popping up on ESPN for a short amount of time. Everything is playing out. So it might be like that, guys. What do you think? It's creepy crawly to me. So I wouldn't be surprised within today or tomorrow we're gonna be seeing all these things in our timelines about Cardi B breaks up forever. Blah 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 yaggity smaggy. Oh, let me see some of you guys' comments. Sometimes you guys' comments don't come up, but I read them to see if I can approve them. Taylor Swift. Okay. Super Bowl was. I'm reading you guys' comments. Yeah, so I turned the channel during halftime and watched something else. So we've got here, guys, because I wanted to see exactly what AI Overview had to say. And it says, I put garbage time referring to Drake May. In the context of the New England Patriots 29-13 lost in Super Bowl 50 yesterday, garbage time refers to the fourth quarter where the game's outcome was virtually decided. It's got Drake May's garbage time versus competitive play. This is where I started to laugh at because I'm like, hey, I'm being messy. May finished with seemingly respectable numbers, but a breakdown of the game shows a stark contrast between his play between the game was competitive and when it was out of reach. Out of reach. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Out of Reach. Now, I've been out of time before, but never out of reach. Game phase, we've got passing stats and context. Quarter 1 through 3, 8/18. 8 out of 18. 60 yards, 0 touchdowns. Seahawks led 19 through 0. May was sacked 6 times. Fourth quarter, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Patriots trailed by 19 plus. Stats accumulated against a prevent defense. I changed the channel also. I didn't want to. Ooh. He was young and dumb. Wow. Good mercy. Why critics dismiss these stats? Wait a minute. Did it say dismiss these stats? It says here. Why critics dismiss these stats? Why would they dismiss them? Empty stats. Analysis argue these yards and touchdowns are meaningless because they did not change the competitive flow of the game. I'm going to copy and paste that so you can see. This is what I just read. So if you want to do more exploration on your own, you can just do as such. Why critics dismiss these stats? Analysis argue these stats, these yards and touchdowns are meaningless because they did not change the competitive flow of the game. Late turnovers, even during this period, May struggled to sustain the comeback, y'all, throwing 2 interceptions in the final frame. One of which was a 45-yard pick, 6 by the man I cannot say, you're the washu, that officially ended the game. Defensive shift. Defensive shift during garbagetown.com. During garbage time, defenses often play loser or uses substitutes to prevent deep plays and avoid injuries, which typically makes scoring easier for the trailing team. May acknowledged his struggle post-game, stating that while the final frame showed a spark, he was haunted by the missed opportunities of the first 3 quarters. I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Looks like, for those of you who came in a little later, collectively in my mind, we all voted to have him walk the plank. And his last words weren't, I'm sorry, team. I'm sorry, mama. I'm sorry, NFL. I let you down. His last words before he walked the plank was, I left my hot pocket in the microwave. Can I go get it? I'm like, boy, if you don't get, 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 boy, if you don't get. We pushed him off the ship and made sure we pushed him off the ship where the sharks be at. But you didn't hear that from me. My cool people, my cool people, my cool people. We are gathered around here. The time for me is a glorious 7:50 a.m. ET time. I like it here because I get a lot of cool peeps from all around the world. And having said that, the times for all my cool peeps who are here in Sacramento, California, they are getting ready to wake up and start partying down some more. It is 4:49 a.m. in Sacramento, California. Good morning. Congratulations. How do you do? I'll take a regular coffee decaf, hold the sugar, heavy on the donuts on the side. Give me 2 dozen donuts. I'll take that. In Cairo, Egypt, it is 2:50 p.m. London, 12:50 p.m. They are 5 hours ahead. And in Sydney, Australia, they are 16 glorious hours ahead. Shouts out to all my cool peeps in Australia. It is 11:50 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. I think that means it's about to be Tuesday for them. Isn't that awesome? Good morning to all of you, and you. You are locked into Morning Moo Monday Motivational Madness, helping move, power, move your work week. I know some of us had to get up and be responsible, hangover and all. Gotta punch that clock. I want all the superpower energy to be sent from me to you as you have to go to work or deal with idiots. Work would be so much better if you didn't have to go to work and deal with people, aka co-workers, aka the antagonists. Get in there and get it done and punch that clock and make it out and live to fight another day. In light of this being Super Bowl 50, I also wanted to congratulate all of my cool peeps who are in here or who passed through for being close to the age of 50, who are 50 and over 50, because it's a Christmas miracle to live to be that long in such a dangerous world. So shouts out to all of you people. No, I'm not from Sacramento. But shouts out to all of you. And you guys will be waking up. It's almost 5 o'clock for you guys. And our show, we started at 5 over here, ET time. Monday through Fridays, Elay TV is on live and in living color Monday through Fridays, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are from Boston. Boston, you guys are really turning it up for me in this survey. I asked her, did you watch the Super Bowl this year? Super Bowl 2026. 29% of my cool peeps said yes. 56% of my cool peeps said no, and 14% said kinda. Since I am unable to physically vote in the chat, I will say my vote out loud, and I kind of watched it. My husband and I ate our dinner, and we had two TVs on at the same dang time. So we had the Super Bowl on one TV, and we had something else on in the other. So when and if the Super Bowl did catch our attention, we glanced over it and looked at it. If it didn't, we continued watching whatever it was we were watching and just conversating amongst ourselves. And when and if the commercials caught our attention, which was unfortunately not as much as commercials usually would catch my attention during Super Bowl any year, then we would turn and see what the commercial was about. Thank you guys for your compliments. I see some of them in here. Y'all being silly. Thank you so much for your donations. I do have two streams open at the same time. So I want to thank you for giving donations on the horizontal and also for donations on the vertical. I'm not going anywhere right now, but while I have you on the line and while it's on my mind, I do want to just stop to say thank you. You guys, I'm having a fun time on here. Thank you so much for commenting because it's allowing me to roll on in enjoyment as I educate myself, or at least try to understand the game of football live on this live stream. So I finished reading a list, or did I not? Yes, I finished reading, according to AI Overview, Garbage Time, referring to Drake May. AI Overview is a mess. I'm so sorry about your boy Pat Rocky. Just like there are more fish in the sea, there are more rocks to be found on the ground. All you gotta do is like Michael, look over your shoulders, honey, and there will be a rock. I'll be there. You will be there. I'll tell you that much for sure. Please excuse me while I check some things in the background. I'm not leaving from the screen, but background means my open tabs running in the background on this live stream. Today is Monday, February 9th. We are 9 days into the month of February, 2 months into the calendar year, and I really hope that all of you are reaching your goals. If not, keep going because you have plenty of time. I have new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing because you most certainly did not have to. After looking up these fun facts, I'm curious to see what else I can type in this query and see what AI overview will bring up to my surprise. This is like gossip, but it's not. It's football stacks pulled up by the power of AI technology. And this is fun. I'm going to look through here and see what else they have. We pretty much touched on why many people do not like the football player Drake May. I'm going to ask if it can summarize. Can you please? Can you please summarize the? Oh, I have a good one. I'm a little nervous to read it. Hold on. Well, you're the first one who said they liked it. I'm glad you enjoyed the performance, and I'm glad it turned out to be everything you wanted. That's what's up. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you see Green Day pregame performance that you see on Green Days? So it says, can you please summarize the mood of this year's Super Bowl game? Welcome in. Welcome into the show. High five. Bam. We have blankets. We have thermals. We have warm onesies. The name of the game is to be comfy and cozy if possible. We have our warm drinks, hot cocoa, room temperature water, teas, mocha lattes. Mia have cereal, donuts, cakes, coffees, and cookies as we gather around the bonfire, the ring fire, the forest fire, the dumpster fire, one of the fires that you desire before the rising sun. And today, with my cool peeps and I, we are talking about Super Bowl stuff, and I'm having a good time asking AI questions in reference to the Super Bowl to see what it says. I just typed in, can you please summarize the mood of this year's Super Bowl game? And I'm a little nervous to read it. I'm in the wonderful state of Georgia. The Dancing Shark, Hercules the Shark, will be on Fridays. Hercules the Shark is scheduled for the time slot of Friday mornings, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you just missed him, but he'll be back on this Friday, guys. If you did come for the Shark, he'll be on Friday. The mood of the Super Bowl 50, held on February 8th, was one of stark contrast. A snooze fest, quote, for neutral fans during the low-scoring first half. A cultural celebration during the halftime show, and pure euphoria for the Seattle faithful as they secured a 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots. The stadium atmosphere. Wow. Defensive dominance. Wow. The early mood in the Levi Stadium. Y'all, I like the name of that. The Levi Stadium. It sounds so. What's the word for, like, the Leviathan movie? It sounds so Coliseum. When I say Levi Stadium, it makes me think of the Coliseum cholesterol. Yeah, let's just say that. Y'all know what I'm saying. The Coliseum from Gladiator or stuff like that. So the early mood in Levi Stadium was described as lethargic and frustrating for offensive-minded fans. Oh my gosh. I just typed in, wow. Unbelievable, y'all. What the age? I just typed in. Hold on, I'll write something down to you guys. Overview. What was the mood of this year's Super Bowl game? Oh my gosh. Bruh. Unbelievable. I'm getting ready to copy and paste this in here. And do you guys agree with this? So it says, I just asked AI overview, what was the mood of this year's Super Bowl game? And here is what it said. The early mood in Levi Stadium was described as lethargic and frustrating for offensive minded fans. Do you feel the same way? It was dry. The whole setup of the game this year was dry. Everything. Except for the Backstreet Boys commercial. That was hot. The T-Mobile one. Not the Coinbase one. The T-Mobile one. Defensive clinic. Seattle's dark side defense sucked the air out of the Patriots' offense, leading to long stretches without first downs. Patriots dejection. Get them out of here. New England fans were visibly dejected, with many leaving before the final whistle as the team trailed 22-7 in the fourth quarter. That's what my husband was saying. He's like, they already leaving. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, what? Yes, they started leaving, y'all. Seahawks jubilation. The Seattle sidelines and fans were in disbelief and pure joy as head coach Mike McDonald led the second youngest team to the NFL to a dominant title. The halftime shift. High energy celebration. For those of you who stuck around to see the halftime, what I'm about to read is the first time I'm ever reading this, so I don't know what I'm going to read. Heaven help us. But if you agree or disagree with some of the things that AI Overview said in reference to its analogy of what everybody's been saying collectively as a whole as the halftime, let me know in the comments. The halftime shift. High energy celebration. The mood shifted dramatically during the Bad Bunny halftime show, which many watch parties attendees called the highlight of the game. Cultural pride. The show was a high energy party atmosphere celebrating Latin heritage, featuring a fake block party and guest appeared by Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. Emotional moment. A legitimate wedding ceremony was performed live on the field with Bad Bunny serving as a witness, bringing the sense of love and celebration to the event. Polarizing reception. While many praised the production's value, the show faced sharp political criticism from figures like Donald Trump, who called it one of the worst ever. Wow. Post-game Seattle in party mode. Once the clock hit zero, boom, the mood in Seattle erupted into a massive street festival. What's going on? Greetings from Puerto Rico. How are you doing? High five. Bam. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you guys so much for pushing the like button. How are my people doing over here in the vertical horizon of it all? Thank you so much for your support and also pressing the likes and for your comments on the horizontal stream as well. See you later. Thank you so much for coming in. May you continue to have a great day, evening, night, or morning. Downtown festivals, fans flooded Pioneer Square, launching fireworks and climbing the historical Perlonga in scenes reminiscent of their 2014 title. So they went crazy. Now, I want to see some celebratory footage. You guys are probably turning cars over, setting trash cans on fire, giving the resemblance that you were upset, but you probably were rejoicing. According to AI Overview, post-game Seattle in party mode, redemption arc. The general sentiment among fans was one of the sweet revenge, end quote, specifically celebrating quarterback Sam Darnold's journey from league castoff to Super Bowl champion. Commercial fatigue. Despite the high viewership, a common mood of annoyance tended online regarding the heavy saturation of AI-themed commercials during the broadcast. Now, I did happen to see an AI-generated commercial. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I did. It was that tacky Jurassic Park one. I like Jurassic Park. I am a fan of Jurassic Park, but I didn't care for the Jurassic Park animated people that they put in there. It was done very sloppily, and I thought AI Overview was not supposed to be done very sloppy. I like AI in general. I'm here for it, but there's called a such thing as a perfect balance. It's a perfect balance, guys. We got to have a balance. So, that's what I got, and I thought that was really cool summary. I actually learned a couple of things by reading this question. The question was as follows: for those of you who are curious to see it for yourselves, I asked, can you please summarize the mood of this year's Super Bowl game? And that's what I just finished reading, with a couple of things that recorded a moment of silence. I'll let you dive into that caveat on your own. You guys are really turning it up in this survey, and I'm really happy about it. Did you watch the Super Bowl 2026? 29% said yes. And still holding strong to the solid no. My cool peep said 56%. And 15% said kinda. I fall into the kinda. I was half in, half out. Two TVs on. Wow. We just kicked it. Welcome to Morning Moo, Monday Motivational Madness, helping and move power. Move your work with your coffees and your lattes and your apple turnovers. Crumble, whatever. Froggy apple crumple thumpkins. Welcome into the grand morning of it all. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I've been here for a nice amount of time, way longer than I expected. Why? Because I was having a really good time, and I'm still having a good time as both of my feet begin to fall asleep on this live stream. I will have to attempt to adjust my legs without hollering out in pain. I am sitting on the floor. Just a regular basic setup, y'all. Getting the thing done. Gonna laugh. Gonna laugh at my pain. My legs done fell asleep on me. Both of them. Let me move this stuff out the way so I can try to adjust and be some type of comfortable. You're some type of wonderful. Well, I need to get some type of comfortable. Dang it. Ah, just push through the pain and keep moving forward. So that's my wrap up, and I have a clipboard of questions that I asked and slash answered that I wanted to know throughout this live stream. We've been on here for 3 hours 15 minutes. Super Bowl highlights 2026. Number two, the thing we talked about at the start of the hour. Didn't the Super Bowl word used to be spelled with two letters? I wondered that. I got it mixed up a lot. Didn't the Super Bowl used to be two words, or is it just one word? And then AI Overview said a lot of people have a mix up with understanding whether or not the Super Bowl is one or two words, mainly because of how it is displayed graphically. When it's done graphically, it gives the illusion that the word Super Bowl is one word, when in fact it is when in fact it is two words. And also, according to AI Overview, in 1969, the word Super Bowl was coined Super Bowl in 1969. In fact, in year 1969, the Super Bowl was coined Super Bowl on Super Bowl number 3. I had no idea that the Super Bowl's been out that long. Because this is Hollywood, guys. Hollywood has incorporated itself everywhere. So, in the figment of my imagination, I thought when they used the Roman numerals for football to describe the number, I thought they were just trying to be fancy schmancy and look cool, like gladiators. But quite honestly, I didn't really realize that this was the 50th football game. So, some of you people, I don't know if it's a dig or a slight or a comedic joke, but some of y'all have actually lived through all the footballs. Shouts out to all of y'all who's been around for every single Super Bowl ever put out here on this planet. That's crazy. So what else did we talk about in reference to that? This is Super Bowl 50. Some of y'all lived to see all 50 Super Bowls. I would like to hear your stories and talk about how it's changed from when things were good to now how things have shifted. Such is life. Is the Seahawk a part of the seagull family? Now I took a nice amount of time trying to differentiate the difference between a Seahawk and the seagull. And if Steven Seagal low key adopted all the seagulls and the Seahawks as his adopted bird children. We talked about that too. And I made a mental note on this notebook to watch the Green Day Super Bowl pregame because I didn't know that Green Day did a I didn't know that Green Day performed a pregame. Had I known that, but nonetheless. And something else in my journey of talking about the Seahawks game, I wanted to talk about the Seahawks in general. I asked, since a Seahawk wingspan is up to 6 feet, does that mean they can fly fast? And unfortunately, a horror story of Inferno bountied upon my head as I started to get scared, realizing that some birds can fly up to over 200 miles an hour. Heaven help us. What are we going to do? How are we going to dodge that? So I started learning that some birds can fly real fast. And Seahawks not really necessarily a technical, it's not really necessarily technically a real thing, but it's a what is it? It's a composition of one or two other birds. And the bird that they actually use is somewhere from Africa. And I'm like, I thought in NFL, when they pick a living creature to be a mascot, it had to be an authentic, actual living creature, not some fictitious thing made up or pieced together to make it work. So I had to figure out why in the world did they choose Seahawk when technically Seahawk is not an actual name of a bird, but it's something else. But nonetheless, they have a wingspan that could go up to over 6 feet. So I asked, dude, that means they fly fast? AI overview tried to tell me, no, that don't mean they could fly fast. But when we got into the minutia of it all, it was like that bird can fly up to 50 miles an hour. Yeah, they can fly fast. Good luck trying to outrun it. The only thing I could do was say, if you ever find yourself running away from a Seahawk, stop, drop, and roll. And while you're rolling, keep your eyes covered and holler for help. Help! Because you don't want the Seahawk to take your eyes. Roll to safety. Help! Because there's no way you're going to be able to outrun it. Hercules the Shark, back by popular demand, will be on Friday. His time slot is every Fish Fry Friday with Hercules the Shark, 5 a.m. ET time, when he talks about his life. And sometimes he even goes on live twice to talk about music, or he'll upload a short or a few. I am also a call. Please do not slaughter me for your consumption. Or to you. To you. Translation: welcome to the show, Cardi, and welcome in. And how are you doing? Welcome, my fellow car brethren or cow sisterin. I'm gonna get ready to put some cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Thank you guys for your opinions and your participation and your comments and your brutal honesty about how you really felt about the game, how you felt about said football player, the one who hurt his shoulder. Welcome in sharks from around the world. Yes, all are welcome, including animals. You are welcome here too. I'll drop a couple of sharks in the chat. We have a shark here. Hercules is starting to bring his family around to watch my videos and not just watch his alone. So shouts out to Hercules for telling all the cool peeps to come check me out too. And don't just tune in on Fridays. I tell you guys, what else did we talk about today in these short 3 hours? Because it's just like I pressed the start button 40 minutes ago. It only seemed like I've been on here hanging out with you guys for 40 minutes. I've been on this thing for over 3 hours. And y'all still tearing up the likes and showing love. I really appreciate that. High five. Shouts out to my day ones, my day news, my day threes, and the ones passing through. I appreciate all of you for your time, because time, I don't know why it took them this long to get it. Your time is the one true currency. So thank you for giving of your time, because you could be somewhere else. Is the Seahawk an actual bird? We discussed that, and I got enough information out of that to say yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And are Seahawks vultures of the sea? I am going to say yes, I think Seahawks are the vultures of the sea. And no, Seahawks are no relation to the seagulls. And that confuses me even to this day, even though I took the time to educate myself. I'm back. Even though I took the time to educate myself to see if the seagull and the seahawk are one and the same, they are not. They are two distinct birds. Why are they having the same name? See anything. Seagull, Seahawk. Hey, look, y'all go sit down somewhere, because y'all one and the same to me. So I did the Super Bowl highlights. Shouts out to AI Overview for helping your girl out put these answers together. Shouts out to all my cool peeps who talked about why they did or didn't like the guy who they think fumbled the game. I keep saying the guy because I keep forgetting his name, but off the descriptive rip, it's the guy who said he hurt his shoulder. Rolling up in the top of my notes is Drake Mays, and they said garbage time versus competitive play. I asked AI Overview, can you further expound on garbage time, referring to Drake May? And boy, did AI go into the timeline of that. So much so, my cool piece and I decided to have him walk the plank. Why do some people dislike him? We covered why some people dislike Drake May. And the list is as follows: injury status, turnover, struggles under pressure. I didn't say it, AI overdid with the compilation of many articles fused into one. Drake May did. What did he do yesterday, and why do so many people do not like him? New England Patriots quarterback Drake May struggled in the 29-13 loss to the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl 50, known as LX. Despite finishing with 295 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, y'all, the majority of his production occurred in, quote, garbage time during the fourth quarter, and after the Patriots fell behind 3 scores. AI said it, I didn't. On that note, it's time for a sip of water.
The monkeys! Oh, help us.
For some reason, talking about the Patriots and all this stuff make me want to watch The Wizard of Oz, because it opened up a part of my mind of imaginative thought where I started to think about pirate ships and walking the plank and being a pirate. The Wizard of Oz is pretty much like a pirate movie, minus the ship is way out there in the sea thought of imagination. So it's either between Hook, a Peter Pan movie, or Wizard of Oz. And I'm thinking maybe I'll watch you know what? I'll probably have to watch one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, since we talked about having your boy walk the plank today. I'm feeling festive, so I'll have to turn that on in the background. Your boy Drake May, we had him walk the plank today. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys, quite honestly, I had way more fun talking about the Super Bowl highlights with you all than actually watching the Super Bowl game itself. That's a lot. That's like a compliment, okay, from me to you. You guys, that was a big compliment. I enjoyed listening and reading your smirky comments and remarks and highlights. I'm going through my digital notes right now to make sure I didn't miss anything, because once I'm off, right? So I'm going through my second tab of digital notes to see if I didn't forget anything. While I do that, if you have anything else you want to say or anything in reference to the Super Bowl game that you want me to look up, I'll see if I can, if it's in good taste. Okay, I'm scrolling to the bottom. I think that's it. All right. I did it. I think it's time to wrap this up. Okay, I read all that, and then I'm going to look at my things back here. That is a good question. Hold on. Probably $35 for a medium. And they probably was like, if you give this cut back, we'll give you back $2. Times is hard. Just a minute. I'm pulling up something on here really quickly, and then I will type that in. That is a very good question. How much was it? Probably too dang much. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to open this tab and scroll down and ask. How this is an exciting question. Just a moment. It's loading. The Seattle Seahawks. I said, how much was the drinks? I didn't say, can you tell me the score? I'm sorry, you weren't supposed to see that side of me. I'm supposed to be happy, professional, primpy, and pristine. I said, how much were them drinks? LA's becoming unhinged. Quick, cut the camera. At Super Bowl LX on February 8th, which was yesterday, beer prices at Levi Stadium ranged from $17.50 to $22.50, depending on the type and serving method. That just took my breath away. And not in the take my breath away. Not in that type of take my breath away. Take my breath away like I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm going home to glory. That's if I could put $17.50 to $22.50 in my gas tank, I'm doing backflips at the gas station parking lot. Like, Jesus showed on my side today. I was able to put $17.50 in my gas tank. I'm getting ready to drive everywhere. What you mean to say that it costs that much for one drink? Here is the beer price breakdown. American canned lager is $17.50. Premium canned beer. Oh. Y'all, the one that makes the most sense is almost the highest. Premium canned beer was going for $19. Premium craft draft beer $22.50. Souvenir Micadella, obviously I don't know how to say that, $25.50. Other beverage prices. Well, how much did they want for a soda? $10.99. If you weren't looking for beer, other drink options follow a similarly premium pricing structure. Well, my goodness, how much did they want for water? Our lives. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's why we're all broke, man. I'm nervous to see how much they want for water. I'm getting ready to read some more after I drink my water for the low cost of free. Kinda. I'll be at the water bill, but it's technically free. The Super Bowl is for the rich. Well, I'm scared to type in how much the nachos cost. And y'all know how much I like nachos. They might have to bring me under arrest. I might come undone. I'll turn to the halftime performance. There's some tiny African American woman flipping over tables and pushing people. She's got the strength of the whole football team, both of them combined. And she's hollering, saying she cannot believe nachos cost $1,000 for a small. She's pushing people over, pulling the vending machines right out of the ground and throwing them into the field. We're going to need the SWAT team out here, guys. Specialty cocktails, $23 for a single, $36 for a double. I'm getting dizzy. Where am I? Canned wine, $16 to $17. We need to go back to old times where mom and pop stores were the place to buy stuff. I surely miss that. And then when I do stumble upon them, I am loyal as I possibly can be to them. I will wait till I get in the area to stock up on things when I can, just because of that. Here we go, y'all. Bottled water, Aquafina, $8. And it's probably for the travel size. Soda, 20 ounce, $8 to $8.50. These prices these prices represent a significant increase from the last time the stadium hosted the Super Bowl in 2016, when the domestic beer cost $13. You don't say. You don't say. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. $10 for a beer at the stadium. That's dope, because you're paying for the experience and it's highway robbery. But they're asking almost twice and a half as much. If you're struggling to find your sobriety, just keep going to all these NFL games, and I guarantee you'll be sober in no time. And the concession workers got paid minimum wage plus free food, if you know what I mean. They got to take something home to feed the family. Oh my gosh. I'm getting ready to look something up. When Super Bowl turns left, they turn left with these high beer prices. $8 for a bottle of water. What if it was hot out there? Not everybody is blessed to be wealthy. Some people had to plan years in advance to go to these Super Bowl games, and they cannot bring any food or drink. And what if so happened the Super Bowl was held on the day in an open dome where it was extremely hot, and the people who don't have it financially, like most of the people who were there, couldn't afford a bottle of water? Or what if it was a group of them? They would have to split that water. It's $8. They were going to have to make some decisions. Risk heat exhaustion, because I'm quite sure they're not going to open up their fountains to let them drink. What are they going to do? That's terrible, and it's not right. I asked, based on what you said, 5927, I asked, how much did the concession workers get paid, please? It says concession workers at Super Bowl 50 on yesterday were paid a minimum of $18.76 per hour, in accordance with the updated Santa Clara minimum wage ordinance. So I'm going to copy and paste that information in there for you, because hold on. That's just something everybody should know. And I'm glad you brought it up. Now, in my personal opinion, where I come from and how I was brought up, $18.17 is a lot. but I heard it's very expensive to live in California. But once again, that all depends on where you're willing to live. Me, I would be kind of leery to live in the bad part of town, so I'm quite sure it's higher there. But if you're living in the place where you can afford living in what is called the lower regions of the state, surviving off of 18 bucks an hour is doable if you don't mind shopping at resale shops, shopping manager special, buying things only when they're on sale, stuff like that. But man, I had to share that. While base pay for these roles starts at the local legal minimum, actual earnings vary based upon position, experience, and the employee. Wage breakdown. Minimum wage effective January 1st, 2026, guys. All employees performing work in Santa Clara for at least 2 hours a week must be paid no less than $18.70 per hour. Average pay. Estimates for concession workers in Santa Clara for companies like Levi or Levy, Levy, guys, Levi. The stadium's primary food and beverage provider ranges from $21.49 to $24.14 an hour. Range of pay. Range of pay. Job listings for Super Bowl specific concession roles in early 2026 advertised rates from $11 to $41 per hour. I'm going to say it's safe to assume that those $41 an hour is for those fancy schmancy suit and tie people. Yes, once again, like Jay Brown said, the Super Bowl is for the rich and for the ones who can tolerate suffering in silence. Suffering in silence, meaning, for example, you go to the Super Bowl where water's $8 an hour, $8 in a bottle, and you still happen to go to the Super Bowl where it's super hot, like insufferable. What are you gonna do then? It's like I planned all this out. I spent all this money. Now we have to pick survival over a football game. It's not fair. Got to go. Got to run. Have a great day, beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be a help. Thank you for your comments. Those were great, and thank you for bringing up that topic of discussion. That was a great point. Have a good day. Bam. High five. So we just read about how much stuff costs. It's way too much, y'all. That's so sad. I'm getting ready to ask how much nachos cost right after I type in to MVM. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, and you too. Thank you for stopping in and sharing. Please keep having a great day. Good morning to you as well. High five. Bam. You guys, it is 8:33 a.m. ET time in the grand state of Georgia. And I'm quite sure that the sky is starting to crack and it's starting to look a little pastel in the colors as the sun decides to finally wake up and cast its beautiful light behind the trees that look sickly, unfortunately. How much did the nachos cost? Brace yourself for impact. I have to see how much the nachos cost. How much? I'm typing in how much did the nachos cost, and it probably was like they didn't sell nachos this year, LA. No! Everything is going to get more expensive, so why aren't you pivoting? That's the same question I'm asking the NFL because they have charged $20 or more for beer, $8 for a bottle of water. Why aren't they pivoting downward to lower prices, at least for the water? People are going to dehydrate. They are going to have to go to the hospital. Nacho prices at Super Bowl 50 vary significantly depending on the style and location within Levi Stadium, ranging from standard options to premium, locally themed dishes. Y'all, that sounds so good right now. Thank you guys so much for pressing the like button. Hi, you guys. How are you doing over there? Welcome in, all my cool peeps. I'm working on a couple of things at the same time. We've got Super Bowl LX nacho prices. Standard nachos, guys, $10 at general concession stands. Silicon Valley nachos. Silicon Valley nachos, bird not included, featuring local flavors such as beef brisket or pork chorizo queso. Oh, if that don't sound good right now. Ooh, y'all, that sounds so good right now. Breakfast nachos. Let's go. Breakfast nachos. I weep. I weep. I want some breakfast nachos now. Dang, that sound good. So I'm reading, guys, the various prices on nachos at the Super Bowl. To my surprise, the nachos prices stayed a fair $10. I was expecting the nacho prices to go up 2.5 times high like the beer did, but the beer went high and the nachos stayed pretty much the same. We've got Dungen's crab pochachos for $40, a signature shareable dish using hand-cut Kenbeck potato chips tossed with fresh local Dungeness crab and petamola white cheddar fondue. That sounds too fancy for a Super Bowl game. I'll take a hard pass on those nachos, and not because of the price. It's simply because it sounds too complicated to enjoy. I just want some cheese, a few toppings, and some chips. I don't need all that for a Super Bowl game. Maybe if I was doing a fine dining theme at home, fancy schmancy nachos, but not while I'm at the game, y'all. Come on. For comparison, when the Super Bowl was last held at Levi Stadium in 2016, Super Bowl 50, nachos cost $8. So, you guys, the nachos didn't go up too tough. At least the standard nachos, they only went up $2. So, that's really cool. I'm going to put football in here. So I could survive off of nachos alone. I don't know if NFL stadiums still have the water fountains in there or not. I know drinking fountains have evolved now. They have them where you can fill up your water bottle with filtered water and stuff like that. I'm gonna ask, do they still have public water fountains? I was actually holding my breath as I waited for an answer. Do they still have public water fountains, guys? Yes, public water fountains and refill stations are still available through Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl. Locations: there are 6 dedicated water refill stations integrated with drinking fountains located near the following sections: Lower Concourse sections 101, 110, 120, 125, 127. Upper concourses at 322. Stadium policy: to save on the $8 cost of bottled Aquafina, guests are permitted to bring in their own water. Now, this may be one of those situations where people knew that, but for those who just didn't know, like myself, because rules change so much and people get so money hungry, I just assumed that since you couldn't bring anything else into a stadium anymore, you weren't going to be able to bring in a container for water. That's how much times has changed so much to me, and how many rules have changed, and how much you're constantly hearing no to even the simplest things of survival and needing water. So that's nice to know. Once again, I'm going to read this for my peace of mind, because I was honestly, y'all, was really going in for the poor people who go to these games and cannot afford an $8 bottle of water. They just barely scrape together to get into the game itself. Now you want them to pay for something, a life source? So to save costs on the $8 cost of bottle Aquafina, guys, guests are permitted to bring their own water. Factory sealed plastic water bottles, non-alcoholic, under 24 ounces. Reusable transparent water bottles, empty, non-alcoholic, under 24 ounces. Accessibility. Accessible drinking fountains are located throughout all levels of the stadium to ensure compliance with ADA services. Once again, the way things are going, I wasn't expecting anything or anyone to be in compliance of anything when it comes to the human race. And that's pretty sad. I wasn't expecting that to be provided. While Water Waddle remains a major revenue driver for the venue, the stadium has emphasized these free filtered water stations as part of its LEED Gold Sustainability initiatives to reduce single use plastic waste. And having said that, I am very happy now to know that at least the poor people, like myself, because in the grand scheme of things, there's only two kinds, rich or poor, can bring water bottles at least. And nachos aren't too high still. So there is still hope and the silver lining for those of you who are interested in aspiring to go to the NFL next year. You can bring in your own bottle of water with stipulations nonetheless. And as of now, nachos still cost $10. A hot dog. Oh my gosh, how much do the hot how I want to know how much the hot dogs cost. Hot dog prices at Super Bowl 50 started at $10 for a basic option with premium and specialty varieties reaching up to $20. Oh, I know, but it's not the same. I can eat before you go. Bring snacks in your pocket. Now that's fun. Going to the movies, I could do that all day. But it's something about the stadium food at a baseball game, at a football game, at a soccer game. Soccer for us, football for you guys. It's something about the experience of having the stadium food. It's just nothing like it, y'all. It's like you got to get something from there, man. But the movie theaters, I could do that all day because I don't have the same impact. You guys, the hot dogs. I like eating hot dogs. They're really fun. And you can cut them in half. It's so cute. You can cut the hot dog in half. So, hot dog and sauce priceless, y'all. Standard all beef hot dog, $10. Specialty Chinatown dog, $20. This foot long all beef dog featured a Bay Area twist with char soy pork, Chinese hot mustard, sriracha, and shredded yellow daikon, $20. No, 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 because you can cut it in half and split it with someone. Sausage and brats, $15. Options include linguiça sauce, bacon, cheddar, bratwurst, or hot links. Oh, it's gotta come with fries, but of course it's not gonna come with fries. Do these hot dog meals come with fries? I like fries. I'm getting excited. Super Bowl food prices have gone up, so now I'm on the roll. I'm getting ready to see. Standard hot dogs at Super Bowl 50 were generally sold at a la carte and did not automatically come with fries. However, some specific specialty items sold and concessions bundles did include them. Let me calm down. This is exciting, okay? This is really exciting, guys. However, some specialty items and concession bundles did include them. Chicken tenders and fries. A standard basket option was available for $18. Seattle Dog Special. A certain location or watch party events. A Seattle style hot dog topped with cream cheese and onions. Cream cheese and onions. was served with a side of fries for $15. Oh, hang on, guys. Got a message. Okay. Uh, okay. Reconnected. I'm back. Gonna have to get ready to wrap this up. I had to get ready to switch gears and get on my family duty tasks. Let's see here. Where are we? Chicken tenders and fries. Y'all want chicken tenders and fries? Seattle dog special, a la carte sides. A la carte sides. If you wanted fries with the standard $10 hot dog or $20 Chinatown dog, they had to be purchased separately. Plain French fries, $8. Garlic fries, $10.50. Gilroy garlic steak frites, $30 to $35. Yikes. While some local bars and watch parties outside Levi Stadium offered, quote, Super Bowl specials, end quote, like 2 hot dogs and fries for $7.99. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, give me 2 orders of 2 dogs and fries for $7.99. These prices and bundles were not available inside the stadium. Looks like, guys, if you want to have a new lease of life, it seemed like the party was actually outside of the party. So you can have the best of both worlds to hear the atmosphere of the stadium roar while being able to eat as much as you want while watching the game on the screen in near proxy to the actual game. Man, this has been a fun ride, guys. The time for me is 8:47, and it is time for me to switch gears. I have other things to do. Now, I'm going to close out by reading the survey. Thank you guys so much for pressing the like button and for your donations. It really means a lot. Everything adds up. Did you watch the Super Bowl in 2026, which was this year? My cool peeps, 57% of my cool peeps said no. 29% of my cool peeps said yes, and 14% said kinda. I was one of the cool peeps who said kinda. My husband and I had 2 different TVs on because the Super Bowl did not really hold our attention this time. So when and if something caught our fancy, that's when we will hover over and look at the game. I am here Monday through Fridays, 5 a.m. ET time. If I am not going live, I will still be doing something at the same time slot, be a video upload or a premiere. So I am here live and or doing something Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. ET time. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I had a great time kicking it with you guys. I will be here same day, same time, same station tomorrow on Taco Tuesday, dressed up as the cow. Until next time, I will see you next video. Bye-bye. And for all my cool people over here in the Vertical Horizon, thank you so much for coming in. I like recording and going live on the horizon, the horizontal video better. But for me, according to the YouTube algorithm, vertical is best for me. That's where I get most of my numbers. So thank you for rocking with me over here and for your comments and for your donations. And did I say comments already? I had a few comments over here, so thank you for those too. In reference to rather or not, dude, McDonald's still serve oatmeal. I'll roll. Thank you so much for coming in. Like, you share, commenting, and subscribing. I will be here same time, same station tomorrow, 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, ET time. Reporting live right now from the grand state of the beautiful Georgia. I love you all. Continue to be yourselves. And thank you so much, y'all, for y'all support. Goodbye.